The division lead is up to 8 points for the team with the best record on Cape Cod, the Whitey Red Sox. And Whitey can extend it even more today by beating up on a last place Chatham Anglers in the second half of a home-and-home series. And we welcome you into the broadcast booth here at Red Wilson Field on what's turned into a sunny Saturday afternoon here in South Yarmouth. The Red Sox and the Chatham Anglers finishing up a two-game home-and-home series. Last night, the Red Sox beat up the Anglers thanks to a couple runs in the fifth, a couple runs in the sixth, a 4-1 win for the Red Sox in that one. And the two of us, Sam Lebowitz, Carlo, Jimenez, will take you through the second half of this series. A big storyline in that outing yesterday at Veterans Field was Johnny Long's power, a homer and a double. And for the Red Sox, Carlo, it was a much, much needed display of offensive ability.
Yeah, the first time Whitey had multiple extra base hits in a game since they played here, or at Harwich, in a 6-6 tie. Got it the third time. But the first time in 5 games they had multiple extra base hits in a game, which is huge. Johnny Long with 2 of them. We saw a double from Cody Colden, and a team that finally has some sort of pop in their bat. You'd think playing at the smallest center field on Cape that would help this team, but it really hasn't been beneficial. It's good to see the Whitey bat starting to hit some to the fence.
Yeah, that home run for Johnny Long, by the way, the first Red Sox homer since here on July the 2nd. It's been about 2 weeks since we've seen a Red Sox player leave the field with a homer. On the pitching side, they get their ace on the mound today in Jared Lyons, perhaps his last start for the Red Sox with the MLB draft kicking off tomorrow and running through the next 3 days. Jared, not a guy that's going to go in the first round as a senior sign with a year of eligibility heading to Virginia. Hopefully, for his sake, he never actually throws a pitch for the Cavaliers. What can we see as Jared tries to make a lasting impact for Whitey?
Well, I hope you're ready, and this is going to be a great one. Jared Lyons has been fantastic almost every time he stepped atop that mound. You think about the 7 strikeouts in a row against Falmouth. He led the Cape in strikeouts after his last outing. He'll have to do a lot of work to get there again. We'd need about 11 or so. But Lyons is a guy who you think on the field, when he's on top of the mound, he is an animal. He attacks hitters. He likes to work the strike zone. You're going to see a lot of swinging and miss. But I'm going to remember the guy off the field as well. Really a kind dude, somebody who was always smiling, encouraging his teammates. And Lyons, a big part of why this Whitey team is at where they are at right now. A 1.84 ERA for Lyons, a 2.44 ERA for the team as a whole. Jared Lyons kind of leading the charge as the veteran and the ace of the staff.
Yeah, few Red Sox are more fun to watch on the mound, and few of them are nicer and easier to root for us and for the fans. Should have a nice crowd on hand to see perhaps his last start as a YD player. He's a returner from last summer, 2 seasons as a Red Sox player. This may be the culmination. We've got lineups, first pitch, and the national anthem coming up in just a few minutes. First pitch at the top of the hour. We'll see you in a few minutes. we're set for baseball here on a overcast, a little bit sunny Saturday afternoon here at Red Wilson Field in South Yarmouth, Massachusetts. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez getting ready to take you through this one as the Red Sox look to win their 4th straight. Chatham has lost 3 straight, trying to break a losing streak. The A's come into this one at 6-17-7. The righty Red Sox leading the Eastern Division by 8 points over Brewster come in at 16-8-6. Jared Lyons taking the mound for YD. Mustachio and goateed as always with his high pants. And the lineup for Chatham that he will face goes as follows. Guy Garibay will lead off and play left field. Jake DeLeo plays center, bats second. Marcus Brown back in the lineup. He plays shortstop, bats third. Rock Riggio as well back in there. He bats cleanup and plays second base. Cooper Ingle is the DH, bats fifth. Caden Grice bats sixth, plays first base. Matt Hogan will play right field, bats seventh. Mitch Daly bats eighth and plays third. And rounding out the lineup for the Anglers is the catcher, Nelson Rivera. Cam Brown out of TCU will pitch for them. More on him in the bottom half of this inning. But the pitcher for YD is Jared Lyons out of George Mason. If he goes undrafted, if he uses his final year of eligibility for college baseball, he'll play it at Virginia in the upcoming spring season in 2023. For the Red Sox this year in his second summer as a YD player, he's 3-1 with a 1.84 ERA across his first 5 outings for those starts. 27 strikeouts in 24 1/3 innings. A season low in strikeouts last time out against Wareham. But I'm sure Jared Lyons excited that he doesn't have to face the Gatemen again. His last 2 starts came against the Gatemen, and they hit him fairly well, at least through the first start plus an inning. Back on July 2nd, of course, worst start of the summer for Jared. He gave up 4 runs over 3 1/3, including a pair of homers. But pitched better last time out on July the 9th at Wareham. Gave up 2 first-inning runs before an out was recorded, and then settled in nicely, allowed just those 2 runs, only 1 earned over 6 strong frames, allowing 5 hits, 3 walks, and struck out just 2. Guy Garibay, left-handed hitter out of Rice, steps in to start this one off. First pitch home is a fastball in for a called strike. And we're underway here at Red Wilson Field, 89 miles an hour on the first one from Lyons, working from the third base side of the rubber. Pants hiked up at his knees. And the 0-1. Comes inside and hits Garibay. And that's how this one starts, a hit by pitch. And a painful start for the Anglers. First man aboard, thanks to that hit by pitch. And Jake DeLeo, right-hand hitter out of Georgia Tech, will try to make something of it.
Jared hit just 6 batters this past spring in his 80 innings of work. Point streak doesn't keep track of hit by pitches.
At least not in any easily accessible at a moment's notice kind of way. DeLeo, first pitch to him. Curveball in the dirt, kicks away slightly from Gonzalez, but Garibay not going to test the arm of Fernando. Get to the defense for the Red Sox. Fernando Gonzalez is catching for Jared Lyons today. Caden Connor playing first. We've got Luke Schliger, his first time out at second base this summer. Hunter Haas plays short. Zack Lou plays third. Left to right in the outfield, Homer Bush, Cole Carrig, Braden Montgomery. Same alignment in the outfield that we've seen for a couple games in a row now, ever since Braden Montgomery got here for YD. 1-0 count to DeLeo. Hands held out in front of him. On its way, fastball in for a called strike. Count 1-1 on DeLeo.
We'll see if that glove of Schliger at second is tested early. A double play opportunity with a runner at first.
Luke promised us that him playing second would go better than him playing left. We'll see if that's true. 1-1. Curveball is poked the other way towards Schliger. He makes a diving catch. Throw back to first is not in time. Schliger tested immediately and aces the exam. 1 away here in the top of the first.
Well, he wasn't lying when he said it would go better than when he played left. Right on it and almost able to pull the double play. Got a big smile from Hunter Haas at short. Went and gave him some congratulations.
A sinking line drive for the first out of this game. For the moment, it prevents an 8-game hitting streak for DeLeo. Here's Marcus Brown. First pitch to him. Curveball over the outside corner for a strike. Says Joseph Caraco calling the balls and strikes today. Jeffrey Merzel down the first baseline. Ronaldo Cockrum down the third baseline. Marcus Brown and Rock Riggio, the 3 and 4 hitters in this lineup for Chatham, were not available to be used yesterday. 0-1. Curveball hit in the air to center. Hit pretty well. Colcara going back. Watching this one fly. It is off the fence on a hop. Up to third goes Garibay. He gets the stop sign. Marcus Brown didn't miss a home run by a lot. He one-hops the fence in deep left center for a double. And Chatham will put together a rally here in the first inning. 2 in scoring position with only 1 away. And brings up Rock Riggio. And a punctual return to the lineup for Marcus Brown after he and Riggio were suspended for yesterday's game. Both of them ejected the previous day in Bourne in a hectic 9th inning against the Braves, in which the Braves scored 6 9th-inning runs to come back from a 2-0 deficit and winning 6-2 on a walk-off grand slam by Mac Horvath to beat the Anglers in that one. There was a contentious balk call. That was the center of the controversy. First pitch to Riggio is lined towards second. Right at Schliger. He makes the catch. Anglers testing Schliger early. 2 chances for Luke. That one far easier. He puts it away for the second out. Holding at third, Garibay. Holding at second, Marcus Brown.
And something interesting to note, Sam, as we begin the string of 5 lefties in a row. There's 6 left-handed batters in this lineup for Chatham. Left-handed batters coming into today, just 3 hits against Lions, hitting .083 versus righties are hitting around .217. Yet Tom Holliday has stacked his lineup with left-handed bats.
Didn't get the memo, apparently. Cooper Engel, the DH. Another left-hand hitter. 2 in scoring position, 2 out. Infield shifts to the pole side. First pitch, a fastball, misses away. Count 1-0 on Engel. He was nursing a brief 2-game hitting streak. Went 1 for 4 last night in the game against YD at Veterans Field. The Cape leader in on-base percentage among qualified hitters. That's a asterisk mark because at just .417, he's well below some hitters. 1-0. Curveball misses high, including the Red Sox new second baseman who's been in the middle of the action today. Luke Schliger well above that mark. In fact, Schliger comes into this game with a .450 on-base percentage, but he is just a tad below the minimum to qualify for rate stats. Engel's got 74 at-bats. Schliger's got 61, so Schliger's not that far behind him. 2-0 to Engel. Curveball drops a little high. Count 3-0 with Caden Grace, another left-hand hitter on deck. Carlo, I believe in order to qualify for the leaderboards and rate stats, you need like 2.3 plate appearances per team game. Yeah, something along those marks, maybe 3 per game, something to that effect.
2.7.
2.7. So this is Luke Schliger's 23rd game. I think he soon will eclipse that mark.
He's on the cusp.
3-0. Fastball, strike. Count 3-1.
And whether Luke...
He's 1 at-bat behind. He should qualify today.
There you go. He should qualify in the bottom of the first.
3-1. Curveball tipped foul. The count runs full on Cooper Engel.
Chatham left 9 on base yesterday. 2 more in scoring position here in the top of the first. An Anglers offense that has struggled to generate much at all this summer. And if Lions, who worked a 3-0 to a 3-2, can get the final out here, that would be huge.
Chatham has hit just 187 as a team in road games this summer. This is their last trip here to Red Wilson in the 5th overall matchup between these teams. 3-2, swing and a foul tip held by Gonzalez for strike 3. Jared Wilson Jared Lyons, works out of trouble in the first. Hit by pitch a double, but he strands two in scoring position. Thanks to his new second baseman, Luke Schliger passes his first test in this first inning. Bottom half coming up in a scoreless game here at Red Wilson Field.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod League. T-Mobile believes that's when small towns thrive, America thrives. That's why they're investing billions to bring fast, reliable, and affordable wireless service beyond the big cities to small towns across America. There's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit T-Mobile.com/across America. Bottom of the first is on, and so is Sam Lebowitz.
Well, the Red Sox will come to bat against TCU's Cam Brown here in this bottom half of the first. On the flip side, Jared Lyons stranded two in scoring position in the top half of the first. The Red Sox will try to get him some runs against Brown. The lineup that he will face goes as follows. Homer Bush leads off, plays left field. Luke Schliger bats second, plays second. Cole Carrig will bat third in center field. Braden Montgomery, the right fielder, cleans up. Caden Connor plays first, bats fifth. Hunter Haas, the shortstop, bats sixth. Johnny Long, after his big night last night, will DH and bat seventh. Once again, Zack, the third baseman, bats eighth. Fernando Gonzalez will catch and round out the lineup for the YD Red Sox. Homer Bush has been on a bit of a hot streak. He'll try to get things going for the Red Sox here in the home half of the first. 2 hits last night. Homer's got a 3-game hitting streak. 5 for 11 over that span. And has cut down to just 2 strikeouts over those 11 at-bats. First pitch is grounded up the middle of the diamond. It's going to sneak on through for a base hit. Make it a 4-game hitting streak for Homer Bush. Takes a wide turnaround at first, but holds on with a leadoff single. And the Red Sox quickly in business with the first man on at the bottom of the first. The defense for Chatham. Nelson Rivera doing the catching. Caden Grice at first. Rock Riggio at second. Marcus Brown at short. Mitch Daly at third. Guy Garibay in left, Jake DeLeo in center, Matt Hogan in right field. And here is the Cape League's on-base percentage leader, Luke Schliger, left-handed batter. Steps in against the right-hander Brown, working from the first base side of the rubber, and Bush is going on the first one, and it's fouled off left side towards the bleachers past the Whitey dugout. 15 runners have attempted to steal against Nelson Rivera, and 13 have been successful. Rivera has thrown out just 2 of 15. Bush had a good jump there. Schliger slicing the first pitch foul. Brown sets at the chest, out of the stretch. Long set, time called at home. Marcus Brown is not the pitcher, he's the shortstop. We've got a couple of Browns on the field right now for Chatham, and Cam Brown out of TCU is the one that matters the most for the Red Sox offensive sake at the moment. Third appearance for Brown. 1-1, misses away, fastball. Pitching to a 2.45 ERA through the first 2, but has only thrown 3 2/3 total innings. Came out after his last outing nursing a sore shoulder, and the word was that he was done for the summer, but clearly he rebounded better than he thought he would. He's back in there for Chatham. Check on Bush at first. We will see how long in this game he winds up pitching for the Anglers. We believed Alex McFarland would get the nod for them. We believe he will be the first guy out of the bullpen. 1-1. In the dirt, skips away, and by Rivera heads towards the Chatham dugout. Bush heads up to second. A wild pitch. And a runner in scoring position for the Red Sox with nobody out still here in the bottom of the first.
And what separates Whitey and Chatham this summer is the Red Sox have been able to manufacture a lot of runs when they've been gifted opportunities. A wild pitch moves the runner into scoring position. Anglers left 2 on in the top of the frame. We'll see if YD can bring runs home.
Anglers got a little bit unlucky with Rock Riggio's line out with 1 out and 2 in scoring position. 2-1. Misses high and goes to the backstop. Rivera didn't catch it. Up to third goes Bush. So we'll see what they score that, whether it's a wild pitch or a pass ball. Rivera did not get leather on that high fastball. So consecutive pitches moving Bush to third base as we have a wild pitch and maybe a pass ball there. Could be a wild pitch as well. It was well high. Runner on third. It is a wild pitch. 3-1 to Schliger. Is grounded off the tip of the glove of Brown. Karams towards second. Riggio's got no play. It's an infield hit and an RBI for Schliger. Bush comes in from third. 1-0 Red Sox before an out is on the board here in the first. Schliger drives home his 7th RBI. And Luke is up to a 3-game hitting streak.
You take him any way you can get him. Another odd run scored by the Whitey Red Sox on a ball that doesn't leave the infield.
Brown got leather on it. It was going to score a run once it got by him. If it didn't touch leather, that was probably ticketed right towards Rock Riggio at second and probably would have been an easy play. Instead, it entered no man's land. Here's Cole Carrick, switch hitter batting left. First pitch, a breaking ball that drops beneath the knees. 1 ball, no strikes.
So the Red Sox put Homer Bush Jr. in motion. We'll see if Luke Schliger, who doesn't have the same speed, but
he can sneak him. He's got 4. Long hold and a 1-0. Fastball at the knees.
And when Chatham was at Hyenas a couple days ago in their 7-2 loss, Tom Holliday was talking to the pitchers, and he really emphasized holding on too long, which allowed the Harbor Hawks to steal 4 bases in that game. We'll see if Brown took that message to heart.
They'll check on Schliger at first. They teach pitchers to vary your times and your looks. A short hold, a long hold, you know.
A medium hold?
Don't do the same thing every single time, basically. 1-1. The other way. Base hit in a left field past the glove of the third baseman Daly. Up to second goes Schliger. 3 straight hits for the Red Sox. That one the hardest hit of the 3. The Red Sox are getting their swings in against Cam Brown here in the bottom of the first. Brings up Braden Montgomery. No outs, a run home. Runners at first and second.
And Braden Montgomery has come up a lot with runners in scoring position. Joked about him with him in batting practice today, Sam. He says oftentimes he doesn't even notice if there's other people on base. He's just there to do his job.
Brown is mostly fastballs and sliders. Sits around the low 90s. First pitch, slider on the inside corner. Montgomery playing in his 5th game as a YD Red Sox. Average at .214 through the first 4. He's driven in 4 runs already across those 4 games. 3-game hitting streak after he took an offer in his debut. Has RBIs in each of those 3 games. 0-1. Fastball, checked his swing. Did he go? He did not. Says Ronaldo Cockrum, the third base umpire. And he has very quickly entered the circle of trust among the position players for Scott Pickler. Batted 7th in his season debut here in Game 5, he's already batting cleanup and has been for the last couple of days. 1-1. This is inside, a breaking ball. The count 2-1 on the reigning Pac-12 Freshman of the Year and an All-Pac-12 honorable mention in Braden Montgomery. Have yet to see the power out of Braden. All 3 of his hits are singles, but they are well-struck singles. Switch hitter batting left. And a 2-1. And a half swing. He went around on a slider running towards his back foot. Count 2-2 on Montgomery. Still haven't seen Braden pitch yet, but we've been told he will get on a mound at some point for the Red Sox. A two-way player, semifinalist for the two-way player of the year award in collegiate baseball this year. 2-2. Slider on the ground towards second. Riggio on the glove flip to short. Relay to first by Marcus Brown is in time, a double play. That's the first 2 outs here in the first. The 4-6-3 twin killing. Montgomery set aside. Up to third goes Schliger. And with 2 out, Caden Connor will try to drive home a second Red Sox run.
Killer for the momentum. You get 3 straight hits and then 2 runners wiped off. I'll see if Caden Connor, who has been searching for a hit in the batter's box as of late in a mini slump.
1 out of his last 12. Took an 0 for 4 yesterday after a tough luck 0 for 3 in Brewster the day before, in which he hit 3 balls very hard. Left-hand hitter, first pitch. Slider misses away. Count 1-0 on Caden Connor. Schliger's on third. He had the RBI infield single that started the scoring in this game. The Red Sox opened at the bottom of this first inning with 3 consecutive hits, but that double play makes things a little easier for Cam Brown. 1-0, squares to bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike, a slider. Count even on Caden. Comes in a 232 hitter, but that's not necessarily representative for Caden, as he's been one of the more consistent Red Sox, it feels like, in putting together quality at-bats, getting on base, and making things happen in the middle of this lineup. 1-1. Is poked over third base. In comes the left fielder. Garibay plays it on a hop, and it gets on by him. Schliger scores. Connor heading to second. As it rolls down into the corner, he puts on the brakes at second. Going to be perhaps a bloop double, but definitely an RBI knock for Caden Connor, and he stands at second. Red Sox lead 2-0. See where they score it. I don't think Garibay ever got a glove on it. He charged hard in towards the line to get that baseball. And it just bounced right past his right hand and his glove. No error on the board as of now. The 4th Red Sox hit of the inning. Scores Schliger from third. Caden Connor stands at second. Here's Hunter Haas. Right hand hitting shortstop. First pitch to him. Fastball rides high.
And that's a big hit by Caden, not only for himself, but also Windy gets the first 3 guys to reach. You want to push more than 1 across. Able to put 2 on the board.
Haas broke a 0 for last night with a base hit and 3 trips out in Chatham. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Hit a couple of baseballs hard, including a fly out to the wall in left field in his first at-bat in that game. They are giving Caden Connor a double and an RBI. That's Caden's 5th double of the season, his 8th RBI. 1-1 to Haas. Slider on the outside corner. Letter high off speed pitch, and the count 1-2 on the shortstop, heading to Texas A&M. Caden getting a decent-sized lead with 2 outs. He'll be off on contact. 2 runs home in the inning and a 1-2. This is in the dirt and skips on by Rivera once again. Up to third goes Caden Connor. Could be the 3rd wild pitch of the inning.
It bounced in the dirt, but it got the leather of Rivera's glove, so be an interesting one to see. And we'll see if Hunter Haas can push across a 3rd run.
Usually anything that hits dirt and gets by a catcher will be credited as a wild pitch rather than a pass ball. 2-2 on Haas, runner on third, 2 out. Here it comes. This is well high. Another slider. The count runs full on Haas with Johnny Long, the on-deck hitter. Someone who the Anglers, I'm sure, are sick of after his big performance last night in which he homered and doubled off the left field fence. 3-2. Hit in the air towards center. Hit fairly well. DeLeo going back. Still going back at the wall. He dives. He caught it. Jake DeLeo with a diving grab to save a third run for Chatham. That was an outstanding play to rob Hunter Haas of extra bases and of an RBI. Red Sox do tally 4 hits, 2 runs in the bottom of the first. On to the second we go. 2-0 YD over Chatham. Cape Cod Veterinary Specialists offer premier emergency and specialty care for your pet when it matters most. Located in Buzzards Bay and Dennis, learn more at CapeCodVetSpecialists.com. That's CapeCodVetSpecialists.com. And as a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Mass State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing, from the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth. So here's to 50 years of winning and to 50 more. Top of the second, Red Sox with a pair of first-inning runs and an early lead for Jared Lyons. YD up 2-0 over the Chatham Anglers. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez here as we get going in the second frame at Red Wilson Field. Caden Grice to lead it off for Chatham, followed by Matt Hogan and Mitch Daly. Left-handed hitting Grice. First pitch from Lyons, curveball that drops in for strike 1. Chatham got a couple of guys into scoring position with 1 out in the first. Marcus Brown hit a long double, but Lyons worked around it. And Caden Grice will try to kick things off for a struggling Anglers team. 0-1 is a fastball at the knees, 0-2. The Anglers come in the cellar in the Eastern Division, where they've been most of the whole way this summer. They've lost 3 in a row. They've lost 17 games. That's the most on Cape Cod. 0-2. Fastball just missed off the outside corner. They also are still searching for their first win on the road. And here, with only about 2.5 weeks left in the regular season, that's kind of a remarkable figure. 1-2. Check swing. Did he go on a pitch in the dirt? They say no. Third base umpire with the call, the safe call by Ronaldo Cockrum. Chatham has tied on the road, so they have avoided losses, but they have not yet won away from Veterans Field. 2-2. Curveball in there. Strike 3 called. Dropped in on the knees, and Grice set aside. Second strikeout for Jared Lyons. 1 out here in the second. Brings up Matt Hogan. Right fielder for Chatham got into yesterday's game off the bench. Took an at-bat late in that one. 281 hitter overall across 23 games. Another left-hand hitter. First pitch to Hogan. He squares to bunt and bunts right through it for strike 1. Hogan out of the University of South Carolina. Comes in 2 out of his last 14. He's only batted twice against the Red Sox this summer. Has yet to log a hit. Infield shifts right against him. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Looked like the changeup that Lyons will occasionally feature. And the count quickly 0-2 on Hogan. Talking about the Red Sox and their shifting. They shift just about as much, if not more, than any Cape Cod team. 0-2. Curve in the dirt. Carlo, you were talking to the new Red Sox infielder Cody Colvin about how the Red Sox shift so much. He said that he's never been on a team that shifts this much. Count 1-2 on Hogan. Chopped foul up the first baseline.
He said he's never played a team, watched a team, competed against a team that has shifted as much as the Whitey Red Sox.
The Red Sox have been burned sometimes on, ground balls the other way that gets through that shift, but for the most part, it's helped. 1-2. In the air to center. Cole Carrig a few steps in, now a few steps back into his right. He's under it. He makes the one-hand catch, and that's the second out.
And I talked to Hunter Haas about it too today, and he said, you know what, it works, with a smile on his face. I said, do you like thinking about it so much? And he said, well, I get a lot of ground balls, so I really can't complain. So if the guys in the infield are happy, the coaches are happy.
The pitching staff is the best ERA on Cape Cod, so certainly something has to be working on balls put in play.
We're really the only ones left with the short end of the stick.
Here's Mitch Daly, the third baseman, a right-hand hitter. Breaks the string of lefties against Jared Lyons, and the first pitch home to the Texas infielder is a fastball over the outside corner for a strike. They'll shift on lefties, they'll shift on righties, they'll shift with guys on, they'll shift with 2 outs. It really doesn't matter. If the spray charts say shift, they'll shift. 0-1, fastball again, outside corner, quickly 0-2 on Daly.
I don't know if I've seen them not shift to the right against a left-handed hitter. It feels like if you're a lefty, we are going to shift.
Count 0-2 on Daly. Fastball missed away. Daly, a 208 hitter. The infield, as we talk about the shifting, is playing him straight up. Second baseman Schliger takes a few steps up the middle with 2 strikes. The outfield as well, straight up against him. 1-2. Curve in the dirt. And the count runs even. Jared Lyons retired the last 4 in a row after Marcus Brown's double back in the first inning. Trying to work a shutdown frame for the Red Sox, who search for their 4th straight win. They lead 2-0. 2-2. This one missed away, another breaking ball.
Kind of a similar start to what Lyons had at Wareham. Struggled through the first frame and then breezed through the rest. See if you can go 1, 2, 3.
Payoff pitch here to Daly. Rolled softly up the middle, charged by Haas near the bag. Double clutches, throws in plenty of time, inning over. They do go 1, 2, 3 against Jared Lyons here in the top of the second. Red Sox holding a 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom frame here at Red Wilson Field against the Chatham Anglers. It's 2-0 YD. Well, hello from Captain Parker's Pub over in West Yarmouth on Route 28. The entire crew from Captain Parker's wants to give a big salute to Cape Cod baseball, especially the young players that have dedicated so much time and effort to America's pastime. So join us for lunch or dinner or just a bowl of our world-famous clam chowder. Captain Parker's, easy to find, but awfully hard to leave. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez as we enter the bottom of the second here at Red Wilson Field on what's turned into a beautiful 76-degree day here in South Yarmouth. Bit overcast earlier, Carlo, but some of those clouds have dissipated. We've got some blue above us as we're playing a little after 5:30 on your clock. The Red Sox out to an early lead against Chatham. They lead 2-0. They'll try to get more against the TCU right-hander Cam Brown. They've got the bottom third of their lineup due against him. Johnny Long will lead it off, followed by Zach Liu and Fernando Gonzalez. And we'll see what kind of an encore performance Johnny Long has in store for us today. Stands into the right-hand batter's box. First pitch is a slider that misses high. Johnny Long had just about the loudest day that a Red Sox hitter has had in quite some time. Yesterday at Veterans Field, 1-0. Misses up and in and brushes him back. Ball goes to the backstop off of Nelson Rivera's glove. 2-0 on Johnny. Johnny walked his first time through, and then in his last two at-bats, a long home run to right center field and a double that he crashed off the left field fence. 2-0. Fastball misses away. And they count 3-0 on him, and surely Cam Brown was watching. He's pitching a little carefully against the Long Beach State DH. 3-0. Fastball misses high, and just like yesterday, Johnny Long starts his day with a walk. Remains to be seen if he could finish his day the same way with a pair of extra base hits, but he stands at first with one away. Talked to Johnny after the game. He was a little frustrated that the double didn't leave the ballpark. He thought when he hit it that it was going to be in the trees at Veterans Field. He said he pimped it and that he had to kind of put the jets on around first base when he saw it banged off the top of the blue wall at Veterans. Here's Zach Liu, another right-hand hitter. First pitch to him, he squares to bunt, drops it down foul.
And you really see the Scott Pickler effect when you look at the 5 through 8 hitters, and 3 of them are from Big West schools in Southern California. I don't think there's another Big West player we've seen all summer.
Feels like almost every player that the Red Sox have rostered this year has some connection to California or the West Coast. 0-1, a fastball at the knees. Liu, of course, maybe chief among them, as a Cal State Fullerton Titan and teammate of Caden Connor. Liu was a YD Red Sox last summer, and a recent addition to this roster as the Red Sox have added a bunch of position players in the last few days. Facing an 0-2 count, here it comes. Checked his swing on a slider away. Did he go? Yes, says the first base umpire, Jeff Merzel. Strikeout of Zach Liu is the first out here in the home half of the second. He's dispatched on 3 pitches. It brings up Fernando Gonzalez. Of course, if you'd like to hear more about Zach Liu's interesting journey back to the Red Sox, you can check out our wonderful beat reporter Mike Puzangara's article about what brought Liu here. Liu was only supposed to be on vacation in Cape Cod. Scott Pickler called him before his flight out east and said, hey, you want to suit up for me? He said, sure, he's here. First pitch to Gonzalez, misses low. Mike goes into more detail. It's a really good read. Mike's got away with words, Carlo.
He does. And YD is very grateful that Zach Liu is here, because otherwise, I don't know if they have a third baseman.
1 ball, no strikes on Gonzalez. Upstairs, a fastball. Well, we saw Cole Carrick play third base in Brewster the other night, but don't think anyone would disagree with me if I said that Cole Carrick has been at his best when he's been out in center field this season.
Yeah, you want that arm in the outfield.
And his ability to close in on fly balls in the gaps, he's shown off some real tracking ability as an outfielder. 2-0. Taking a fastball on the outside corner. And, of course, the arm, as you said, Carlo, he has showcased a cannon for YD. Of course, a third baseman also needs a good arm. It would play up at the hot corner, too. But Scott Pickler likes having him out in the 8-hole. 2-1. Foul tipped into the glove of Rivera. Count 2-2 on Gonzalez. The Georgia catcher comes in a 186 hitter. Did not get an at-bat in yesterday's game, though he technically broke a 4-game hitting streak. He caught the 9th inning to get Luke Schliger out of the game. 2-2. Slider missed away, and the count runs full on Fernando. Looks like Alex McFarland, the righty out of Miami, who we thought might start this game for Chatham is getting warm. Brown up to 36 pitches. It's the first time that Brown has pitched in a game since back on July the 8th. Only threw an inning that day. 3-2 long not going, and a fastball missed away for ball 4. Second walk of the inning. As Long advances to second, Fernando Gonzalez goes to first, and Homer Bush, who started the first with a single, will try to keep a rally going and extend this 2-0 Red Sox lead here in the second.
And Fernando Gonzalez really seeing the ball a lot better as of late, and this might be it for Cam Brown. But you think about a guy who has got hits in 4 of his last 5. He's reached in his last 5 games.
And him being able to work good at bats and get on base for YD has really added a whole new element to the bottom of the Red Sox order. With Luke Schliger being as good as he's been offensively, it's tough to get him out of the lineup at all, period. And obviously with the Red Sox having put him in left field a couple times this summer, getting him out at second base for the first time today, he DH'd the other day in Brewster. Then you look at him as a guy that you have to get a little creative with to get into the lineup, especially with the Red Sox losing Chase Mydroth on the offensive side, Drew Bowser and Paz Ferreras leaving the team last week. After the mound visit, Brown stays in for at least another hitter. Runners on first and second, 1 out for Homer Bush. Right on right. First pitch, taking a slider at the knees. And the count 0-1 on Bush, who grounded a single up the middle his first time. And as good defensively behind the plate as Gonzalez is, Schliger's no slouch himself, but Gonzalez is a whole nother level, really. Getting to play both of them helps this team. 1-1. Another slider, this one at the belt. Another strike, 0-2. The Red Sox activated a third catcher today. Nolan Shermer, who has been with the team all summer as the bullpen catcher. He finally gets to suit up in uniform for this team as a third catcher for Scott Pickler. 0-2. Slider missed away. Count 1-2 on Bush. And what that really does for the Red Sox is it allows you to use both Gonzalez and Schliger without a threat of not having a third catcher on your roster in case something happens to either one of them. Lets you use Schliger more versatile-wise. 1-2 is fouled back. Allows you to use Luke Schliger as a utility player.
Yeah, you can put him in the lineup every day now. And if something happens to Fernando, feel like, okay, we have Nolan, who is a good defensive catcher in high school. It was what he hung his hat on.
And has been working on his swing, taking batting practice every day with Pick. 1-2. Poked over second, going to drop in for a base hit for Bush. Up to third, and stopping there is Johnny Long. Up to second goes Gonzalez. 2-hit day already for Homer Bush Jr. He's got a pair of singles, and Luke Schliger will hit with the bases loaded. And only one away here in the home half of the second. Red Sox a chance to extend a 2-0 lead.
You really jump on Chatham here if Schliger can put a good swing on this baseball. A guy who's been seeing the ball really well, hitting over 400 in his last 6 games with 5 RBIs, and an opportunity for another RBI. McFarland up and throwing. Not very hard, but Dennis Cook's going to leave his right-handed pitcher out there.
Schliger, left-hand hitter, singled his first time, drove in a run. First pitch, missed well away, a fastball. Tom Holliday's on the top step of the dugout for Chatham, but has not yet motioned to the bullpen to bring in McFarland. McFarland comes from a starting background, so maybe he takes a little longer to get warm. 1-0. Curveball, rather the slider, hits the back corner. Or did it? No, it didn't. It bends outside, and the count 2-0.
It was awfully close.
Caraco said it was away. 2-0. Fastball away, and the count runs 3-0. And you know, Schliger, if you throw him 4 wide ones, he'll take a walk. Schliger, of course, now that he has qualified for the league lead, is the league leader in on-base percentage. He has walked 15 times this summer. 3-0 down the middle. Count 3-1.
You always feel like you know a fastball down the middle is coming. Maybe give him the green light. I don't know. Conversation for a later day.
You don't want to accidentally roll into a double play. Maybe force him to throw a strike. 3-1, put up in the air, shallow to left. Garibay, very shallow, makes the catch, and Long's not going to tag. Garibay made a strong throw on one hop home. Schliger unable to get the run home with the bases loaded. Now there's 2 out. And Cole Carrig will hit and try to make something of this situation. Johnny Long led off the inning. He walked. He's at third. Fernando Gonzalez walked as well. He's at second. And Homer Bush poked a single. He's at first. 2 out now. Cole Carrig singled the other way his first time through. Switch hitter batting left. The Red Sox leading hitter by batting average. The only Red Sox hitter above 300. First pitch. Pulled down the first baseline and foul. Count 0-1 on Carrig. Cole had a hit in 4 tries yesterday in Chatham. He's driven in 14 runs so far this summer. Comes into the game 7th on Cape Cod in batting average. Trying to increase that with a big day. 0-1. Taken. Fastball off the outside corner. Count 1-1.
And in left, Garibay playing awfully shallow compared to in right. Hogan is back. So if Carrig can poke one the other way, get it over the head of Garibay, can run for a while.
Lots of space down the right field line with the right fielder Hogan playing in the gap. 1-1. Pulled that way. It's well foul, though. And the count 1-2 on Carrig. The infield is straight up. There's a force at every base. The center fielder DeLeo is playing fairly straight up, a slight shade to the opposite field. Garibay, like Carlo said, is shallow and in towards the line. We saw him burned on that Caden Connor bloop double towards the left field line. Back in the first inning. A 1-2 count on Cole Carrig. Bases loaded, 2 out. Red Sox lead 2-0. 1-2, foul back. The wind is breezing slightly out of the ballpark towards left, with a group of fans out beyond the left field fence underneath the scoreboard. That was the 51st pitch for Cam Brown. Red Sox have made him work. 5 hits, 2 runs already through the first inning and 2/3. 1-2 to Carrig. Rolled softly foul. And we'll do it again. The best speed is at first base. Long and Gonzalez, both slow runners at third and second, but Homer Bush can fly. And if there's something in a gap, Fernando Gonzalez might have to watch out because Bush might lap him with the discrepancy in their speed. 1-2 again. Missed inside, a fastball. Brushed Cole Carrig's hips back. And the count even, 2-2 on Carrig.
Carrig, one of the best hitters on this team with runners in scoring position and with the bases loaded. He's got a hit this summer with the bases loaded, a couple of them.
2-2. Breaking ball missed well outside. Couldn't bend it back to the corner, and the count runs full. And all 3 Red Sox runners will have head starts. Long, Gonzalez, and Bush from third, second, and first with 2 outs. Red Sox without a run in this frame, but trying to extend a 2-0 lead. They go, the payoff. Swing and a miss, a high fastball. He got him swinging. Second strikeout for Brown in the inning. And the Red Sox strand 3 and can extend their lead. On to the third we go here at Red Wilson Field. The Red Sox leading the Anglers 2-0. MP Sports Cards is proud to sponsor the kids' baseball clinics. If you're a sports card collector, be sure to stop by and check out the latest releases, graded cards, supplies, and more. A local favorite for hobby enthusiasts across Massachusetts, and of course, your Cape Cod Baseball League. Stop into their store and mention code Red Sox to get one free pack of 2022 Topps Baseball Update with any purchase. Some exclusions apply. Visit them at 71 Main Street in Carver, Mass, or online at mpsportscards.com. Top of the third here at Red Wilson Field. The Red Sox leading the Anglers 2-0. And it'll be 9-1-2 for Chatham against Jared Lyons here in the third frame. Nelson Rivera, the catcher, a right-hand hitter, steps in against Lyons. The first pitch is an off-speed pitch that misses low. 79-mile-an-hour curveball from Jared Lyons. And the count is 1 ball, no strikes. Rivera getting his first look in this home-and-home series. Did not get into last night's game. 1-0. Curveball drops in at the knees. And the count 1-1. Lions took a little bit off that one at 74. Jared making perhaps his last start as a YD Red Sox. 1-1. Another curve. This one at the outside corner. The count 1-2. The MLB draft kicks off tomorrow. Jared is eligible. And with the summer he's had, perhaps could go 1-2, a fastball that he misses low with. Now, as a rising grad student with the 1 year of eligibility remaining to be a fifth-year collegiate baseball player, he's not an exciting prospect by really any metric. 2-2. Half swing on a breaking ball away. Didn't go. They do check. And Merzel, the first base umpire, says he didn't swing. But I don't think was a guy that was on many radars coming into this summer season and was outstanding through the first month plus of the summer and trying to finish strong. 3-2. Fastball. Missed just off the outside corner. And a leadoff walk to Nelson Rivera.
First time I've seen Jared show a ton of emotion on the mound, Sam. He's frustrated. Those 2 fastball misses felt like maybe got away from him a little bit. You could see him shaking his head, kicking aside some dirt to the right of the mound.
First walk against his ledger. And he'll get the top of the Angler order and Guy Garibay, who he hit to start the game. Left-hand hitter out of Rice. Hands held high, bat wagging off his shoulder up, back and forth. First pitch, curve, strike 1 over the outside corner. Of course, we want Jared to get drafted. As fans of him as a person, about as easy a guy to root for as he can get. 0-1, another curve, this one missed away. Of course, the Red Sox will miss him. He's been a big part of how well they've pitched this summer. His ERA obviously in the mid-1s. Didn't give up a base hit, or rather didn't give up a run until his last outing in Wareham. One. Popped up. Back of home. It's going to get out of play. Not by a lot. Right off to the side of the press box. Hit off the top bleacher beneath us. The net over the press box only extends so far, and that one landed just to the left of it. I think everyone down there and got out of the way of it. Count 1-2 on Garibay. But if Jared does get drafted this summer, he'll have made himself a nice chunk of change as a senior sign, thanks to a strong performance on Cape Cod. A check on Rivera, a little bit of a close play, but he's back safely at first. Of course, the Red Sox might lose a couple pitchers over the next few days thanks to the draft. They've already lost Chase Mydroth, who's expected to go in the middle rounds of the 20-round draft this year. Another check on Rivera. The catcher Rivera is not really a threat to run. He hasn't attempted a stolen base so far this summer. Connor Thurman, a guy that comes to mind as another arm that the Red Sox might lose. 1-2. Curveball in there. Strike 3 called over the outside corner. Garibay set down looking. Third strikeout for Lions, the second on a hitter staring at him. First out here in the third. Brings up Jake DeLeo. DeLeo was robbed of a base hit by Luke Schliger, who made a diving catch on a sinking liner his first time through. Of course, DeLeo has also thrown it back in the Red Sox faces. He made an outstanding catch against Hunter Haas in center field to end the bottom of the first inning. Runner on first, 1 out. First pitch, upstairs a fastball. Red Sox wearing their home whites. Red Sox across the chest. YD in the same red lettering on the left sleeve and the red hat. 1-0. Inside and clipped him. A fastball that came up and in. And DeLeo will arrive safely at first base. Might have gotten off of his elbow guard. He's got a gray piece over that front elbow and didn't seem all that hurt by that fastball that came up and in. 2 on against Lions here in the third, 1 out.
You feel like it must have got the plastic there because of the sound of it. Another opportunity for Chatham with runners in scoring position. See if Lions can work out of a jam.
Marcus Brown has the lone Chatham hit. That was an opposite field double over Cole Carrick's head in the left center field gap. Rivera walked. He's on second. Brown was just hit by a pitch. Rather, DeLeo was hit by the pitch. He's at first. Brown now batting with 1 out. Marcus Brown was not available to be used in yesterday's game. He was suspended for a game after being ejected in the 9th inning in Bourne the day before. First pitch, curveball, drops in a strike over the outside corner. A nice job of framing by Fernando Gonzalez. Trying to roll a double play ball to work himself out of this jam. The infield shifted slightly to the right. Hunter Haas, the shortstop, up the middle. 0-1. Fastball, strike, outside corner again. Lions dotting that one. And they count quickly 0-2 on Marcus Brown. Comes into this one a .232 hitter, but you ask most people over with Chatham, they'll tell you he's been the Anglers' best player this summer. 0-2. Fastball missed away. Brown, before taking the day off yesterday to serve his suspension, had multiple hits in 3 of his last 4 games, so he'd been swinging the bat well. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. A curveball. Brown swung over top. 4th strikeout for Jared Lyons. That's the second out. And runners planted at first and second. Brings Rock Riggio to the plate. Riggio lined out in his first time to Luke Schliger at second. Riggio was also suspended in yesterday's game. He was chirping from the dugout after a balk call in the 9th inning of that game in Bourne. First one is lined into right field, a base hit past Schliger. Montgomery charges and a stop sign put on by Tom Holliday at third. And now they're going to bring him on home, and he scores. Rivera had stopped. Braden Montgomery in right field was slow getting it in. And Rivera got the wheels moving again and came on home as Montgomery, who has an excellent arm, I think was surprised to see that Rivera had started coming home again, and the throw was up the third base line. It's 2-1. Red Sox still leading, but now Chatham on the board.
Braden just didn't throw the ball in, and so Rivera said, all right, try to beat me home. You have the ball in right. You're not throwing it.
Gutsy, given how strong of an arm Montgomery has. But he didn't make a good throw there. Still 2 on, still 2 out. First one to Cooper Engel is a fastball that misses high. Engel struck out his first time.
See if they give an RBI to Rock Riggio.
They didn't put an error on the board. Not that there really could be an error there. If anything, just a mental error by Braden Montgomery to not throw that ball in immediately. 1-0 to Engel. Misses high. Off-speed pitch.
They didn't give Rock Riggio an RBI, so the runner just came home.
Single, no RBI. Chatham scores their first run. I think we might start seeing some movement in the Red Sox bullpen. 2-0. Taking a fastball over the outside corner. We count 2-1.
The only reason Braden didn't throw that ball in, at least that made sense to me, was he was looking to see if Riggio had a big turn at first. Maybe he could try to come back to first and apply a tag. But because he didn't throw immediately, Rivera decided to go home.
2-1 is rolled softly right back to the mound. Jared Lyons fields. His throw to first is in plenty of time, and that ends the inning. Looked like Engel might have broken his bat on that soft roller and gets us out of the top of the third inning. The Anglers do score a run, a walk, a hit by pitch, and an RBI single for Rock Riggio. On to the bottom of the third we go. The Red Sox nursing a 2-1 lead over the Anglers. Hey, Sox fans, have you ever thought about buying or selling a home? Emily Szymanski of the Salty Dog Group is your pet-friendly neighborhood realtor. As part of the team at the Keller Williams Realty of Cape Cod and the Islands, Emily is your go-to resource for home buying and selling. Call Emily Szymanski at 508-221-0196 or visit thesaltydoggroup.kw.com. That's thesaltydoggroup.kw.com. Bottom of the third here at Red Wilson Field. The Red Sox and the Anglers squaring off for the fifth time, the final time here in Yarmouth this summer. These two teams will play again in Chatham at the tail end of the season. Red Sox lead 2-0. Braden Montgomery, first pitch he sees is a fastball high from the new right-handed arm for the Anglers. It's Alex McFarland out of the University of Miami. McFarland, the Red Sox have seen twice so far this summer. 0-1-0 is a fastball cut on missed high. 1-1, and McFarland can bring it. A fastball that usually sits around 95 and can get up into the upper 90s. A Chatham returner. 1-1. Roll up the middle, might have broken his bat. Brown charges it towards the bag. His throw to first is in time. So McFarland coaxes a ground out for his first out. Brings up Caden Connor. Caden blooped an RBI double in his first time up. Scored the second Red Sox run. That's where we stand here in the third inning. Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez. Happy that you're spending your Saturday afternoon with us. McFarland, this is his 5th appearance. He's pitching to a pristine 1.17 ERA over his first 7 2/3. He's made one start that came against YD in his last outing. First pitch to Connor, slider, drops in strike 1. He went just 3 innings in that outing. That was his longest outing of the summer. Gave up a run over those 3 here at Red Wilson. Only allowed 2 hits and 2 walks, struck out 5. Big, tall right-hander, 0-1. Golf down the right field line, tracked by the right fielder Hogan, but it's foul, well foul. The count 0-2 on Connor. McFarland is not the most common player on Cape Cod based on origin. Obviously, most guys on Cape, being from American colleges, were born on the mainland United States, but Alex McFarland, not the case. 0-2 is fouled straight back. Alex McFarland is from St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. He was drafted by the Cardinals out of the 25th round in the 2019 draft out of Habersham Central High School. 0-2. Chopped slowly back behind home plate. There's been a few major leaguers who were born in the Virgin Islands. And the last one who was also born in St. Thomas. 0-2. Fastball misses away. That was Jabari Blash, an outfielder who played for a few years. Got about 123 major league games of experience as an outfielder, right-hand hitter. 1-2 is rolled sharply towards short. Brown gets in front of it. Throws to first in time. 2 quick outs, both on the ground to Marcus Brown at short for Alex McFarland. And with 2 out, nobody on, Hunter Haas will hit. A couple of recent big leaguers from the U.S. Virgin Islands besides Jabari Blash include right-hander Jarrell Cotton, who is still active in the majors. He's currently with the Minnesota Twins, member of their bullpen. And one-time met Akil Morris. First pitch to Hunter Haas, swung on and missed. Oh, 1. Slider over the inside corner, and the count quickly 0-2 on Hunter Haas, who is robbed on an all-out dive by the center fielder Jake DeLeo to end the first inning. That saved a couple of runs for Chatham. 0-2. Fastball away. There's been 15 Major League Baseball players who were born in the Virgin Islands. 1-2 in the dirt. And McFarland with all of his stuff. The fastball slider combination. He's been clocked at 98 this summer against YD on that fastball. Certainly eye-popping stuff, and might be able to add to that list eventually. 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him a slider. Haas strikes out on it and ends the third inning. We head to the fourth here at Red Wilson Field. McFarland throws a 1-2-3 frame to start his day. On to the fourth we go. Red Sox lead 2-1. Carlo Jimenez will take you through the meat of this one. We'll be right back. Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops and first responders who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Yarmouth Tennis Red Sox and all Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by Zephyr Hats, the Massachusetts State Lottery, and OT Sports. Support our troops and first responders and join us by wearing red each Friday. We go to the fourth, Red Sox leading the Anglers 2-1, and Carlo Jimenez is here for the play-by-play.
Thanks so much, Sam. Top of the fourth inning coming your way. Due up against the righty Jared Lyons as the Whitey Red Sox lead the Chatham Anglers by a score of 2-1. It's Caden Grice, Matt Hogan, then Mitch Daly. 6, 7, 8 for the team in those bright blue tops and gray pants. Here comes Lyons' first pitch. Change up, misses below the knees. 1 ball and no strikes. There is action in that bullpen for YD. Try to see a read on who is up and throwing. Here comes the 1-0. Big curveball, misses high. 2 balls, no strikes. It's Bryce Collins out of LSU. Shift is on for the tall lefty, Caden Grice, with the socks pulled up just below the knees. Red tape on both of his wrists. As third baseman Lou is to the right of second, 2-0. Curveball high. 3 balls and no strikes to Caden Grice, who struck out looking his first time up. Red Sox trying to sweep a home and home and win their 4th in a row. Taking on Brewster tomorrow. Here comes a 3-0 from Lyons. Fastball pings the outside part of the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike. Nobody out. 2-1. YD leads Chatham top 4. Anglers making their last trip to Red Wilson. Beautiful day on this Saturday afternoon. 3-1. Another fastball just misses off the outside part of the plate. And on to first goes Caden Grice, a leadoff walk here in the top of the 4th. And for the second straight inning, Sam, Lyons walks the leadoff hitter.
Seen the command break down a little bit today for Jared. The 2 hit by pitches as well. But when he's around the zone, he's been very effective with the 4 strikeouts. Sure that he's kicking himself that he's missed so much today, but has been still fine overall.
Left-handed bat of Daly appraises a first pitch curveball for his strike. Catches the outside part of the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Check that. Matt Hogan is up. Daly is on deck. Grice at first. Right arm dangles in between his legs. 0-1 to Hogan. Fastball misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Flag blowing gently out to left. Partly cloudy skies and a good crowd on hand for this Saturday afternoon. Shadows in front of home. Quick throw back to first. Back on a slide is Caden Grice. And just in front of third down the left field line and just past third. Shift remains on for the left-handed bat of Hogan. Swung over to the right side is the infield. 1-1. Big curve. Strike 2. Catches the top of the strike zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hogan, who sent one for a ride to center his first time up. Grice leads at first. He gets the signs from the Chatham coach at third base. He has not stolen a base this summer. Maybe a hit and run for the Anglers. Nobody out. Runner at first. 2-1 YD leads. And time is called at home by Hogan, who came in for a pinch hit at bat. Flew out to right yesterday. Just 2 for his last 14. A returning Chatham Angler who hit 227 last summer has improved that to 281 this summer. 1-2. And he swings and skies one into center. Center fielder Cole Carrick 3 steps back, moves to his right, makes the catch. Back to first goes Grice, and Matt Hogan sat down 2 times, both on flyouts to center. YD with a 2-1 lead over Chatham as the defense plays straight up for the right-handed bat of Mitch Daly. Big 12 first teamer as a freshman. Daly was the everyday second baseman for Texas. Grice, a small lead at first. He's the tying run. Go ahead at the plate with 1 out in the top of the 4th. Lyons deals, Fastball catches on the outside part of the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Jared turns and peeks over his left shoulder. Sees Grice with a 3-step lead at first. Caden not wearing any gloves. 0-1. Slider on the outer edge. No balls and 2 strikes quickly. Red Sox put up 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Chatham scored a run in the top of the third. Leadoff walk to Caden Grice. And Mitch Daly, the freshman out of Texas, looking for a hit. He only has 5 of them this summer. 0-2. Fastball away. Well off the outside part of the plate in the left-handed batter's box. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Black dipped bat for Mitch Daly. White tape on the end. He's wearing white gloves. Closed off stance in the back of the batter's box. 1-2. Curveball misses up and in. Daly bends his neck back. Ball wasn't close, but just in case, home plate umpire Joseph Caracco thought that was in. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, the 9-hole hitter Nelson Rivera. Lines with the pants tucked into his socks. Sets belly button high. Grice leads at first. 2-2. Fastball misses high. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Mitch Daly, who is the go-ahead run with the tying at first, and Caden Grice 2-1 YD leads. Anglers have not won a game on the road. They are 0-10-5. Looking to change the tides at Red Wilson, their final trip to South Yarmouth. Lions, payoff pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout for Jared Lyons. His 5th is the 2nd out of the 4th. And here's Nelson Rivera with 1 at first and 2 away. Rivera, the lone run for Chatham today, walked and scored on an odd play to right back in the 3rd. Still not sure what happened, Sam, or why Montgomery didn't throw the ball in, but Rivera, who came to 3rd, came to a stop on a single to right from Rock Riggio. Opening offering to the righty. Curveball drops in the zone. No balls and 1 strike. And Rivera decided to just go home. The throw from Montgomery was offline. No one was given an RBI. 2 outs, runner at first, 2-1 YD. The 0-1 is a slider on the inside part of the plate. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
I do think it goes back to that idea that maybe it was just a mental mistake by Braden, that he saw that the runner was getting a stop sign and just lost all urgency, and Rivera took advantage.
Grice leads at first. 0-2. Fastball hit sharply on the ground, left side of the infield. Backhanded by the shortstop, Hunter Haas. Long throw across the diamond in plenty of time. That ends the top of the 4th. 1 walk, 1 left on. No runs come across. Bottom of the 4th inning coming your way. 2-1. The Whitey Red Sox lead the Chatham Anglers. Giardino's Family Restaurant, a Cape Cod tradition. Same family, same location for 52 years. Giardino's is part of the community, giving back to many and various organizations. As part of the recognition, a Yarmouth Little League field is named in memory of their dad, who founded the business in 1970. Giardino's is a family-oriented operation serving a wide-range menu sure to please everyone. Give us a try. You will come back. Visit us at 242 Main Street, Route 28 in West Yarmouth, or visit Giardino'sFamilyRestaurant.com. Carlo Jimenez alongside my good friend Sam Lebowitz, our producer Zack Clapp, as we welcome you into the bottom of the 4th inning here at Merrill Red Wilson Field, where the YD Red Sox are looking to sweep a home-and-home series with the Chatham Anglers leading by a score of 2-1. Johnny Long, Zach Liu, Fernando Gonzalez all due up for YD. That's 7, 8, 9. Facing the right-hander Alex McFarland for the first time. Piggybacking off the opener, should we call it, and Cam Brown, who went 2 innings. McFarland sat 3 up and 3 down in the 3rd. Working from the first base side, first pitch. Slider catches the inside part of the plate. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. We've kind of seen 2 different versions of Alex McFarland so far, Sam. Here's the 0-1. Fastball, swing and a miss, no balls and 2 strikes. First time YD saw him on June 24th, he was lights out. Only went 2/3, but looked unhittable. The second time YD saw him, here's the 0-2. Long takes the slider away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Back on July 10th, wasn't nearly as effective, but did only give up the 1 run on 2 hits and 2 walks. It's been fantastic out of the bullpen. 1-2. Long swings and misses at a slider and strikes out. Second strikeout for Alex McFarland. He begins the bottom of the 4th, how he ended the 3rd, with a swinging strike 3. Here's Zach Liu.
In that second outing, that was a start. Just didn't have the same velocity. Probably trying to conserve it so that he could work deeper into that game. His first outing only faced 2 batters.
First pitch to the righty, Liu, is a fastball that pops out of the glove of Rivera, but on the inside part of the plate. No balls and 1 strike. 2-1 YD leads. 1 out, nobody on.
And in that first outing, he was clocked at 98 miles an hour on a strikeout, which is impressive. He was more 92 to 95 in the start and wasn't around the plate as much. A couple of walks in that outing.
0-1 down the hill. Liu looks at a slider away. 1 ball, 1 strike. You wonder, Sam, if the opener, Cam Brown, not only allows Brown to not feel the pressure of a starting role, but also allows McFarland to feel a little more comfortable as Rivera and the second baseman Riggio go talk to him in having more of a bullpen type role, piggybacking off an opener.
Yeah, he's mostly been a reliever at college. He's only started a total of 10 games out of 47 or so appearances in his 3 years at Miami. So he's been mostly a reliever, though he has started, and his other outings besides that start here, his last time out, were all relief outings.
1-1, Liu swings and misses at a slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And he hadn't allowed a run in any outing so far this summer until he gave up the 1 run in that start against YD. So maybe he's just more comfortable coming out of the bullpen.
Open stance, he looks on, glove pinned against the uni. 1-2, slider, swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts, that's 3 in a row. Now for Alex McFarland, back-to-back to begin the bottom of the 4th. And here's Fernando Gonzalez. McFarland a chance to go 6 up, 6 down to begin his outing. As the flag flies gently and left, the trees with their leaves swaying slightly side to side. Very translucent clouds over the top at Red Wilson. First pitch to the righty. Gonzalez puts his arms in the air as a fastball comes inside. Misses his uni. The count 1 ball and no strikes. 5 of 6 between these 2 teams here today. 1-0 to Gonzalez. And he looks at a slider that nicks the outside edge. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good crowd still filtering in here at Red Wilson Field. The YD Red Sox looking to win their 4th in a row. 1-1, fastball misses away. 2 balls and a strike. Here comes a 2-1. Fastball misses well inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 YD leads, bases empty, 2 outs. Gonzalez has reached in 5 straight games, looking for hits in 4 straight if he can pick one up today. McFarland's 3-1. Gonzalez taps one down the first base line, foul, just off the end of his red-barreled bat. On the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Defense straight up. Shadows starting to creep atop the mound where McFarland looks to retire 6 in a row to begin his outing. Bottom 4. 3-2. Fastball misses low. Fernando Gonzalez works his second walk. Breaks up the 5 in a row retired by Alex McFarland. And a 2-out base runner. Lineup card flips. Here's Homer Bush Jr., who's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Red Sox looking to score runs for the first time since the bottom of the first. Gonzalez leads at first, hands on his knees. McFarland's first pitch home. Misses away on the slider. 1 ball and no strikes. Homer Bush Jr. really starting to swing the bat well. He's got multiple hits in 3 of his last 4. Stands quietly in the batter's box. 1-0 to the righty. Swing and a miss. As he chases a slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. Talked to him pregame about working out of a slump. He said part of it is just getting used to Cape Cod pitching. The adjustment everybody has to make when they come out to Cape. 1-1. Foul tapped. Back behind the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he said the other half was working with Coach Pickler on mechanics as he looks down that third base line. And Scott does a practice swing as he does with so many guys.
Just telling him to hit.
Gonzalez leads at first. Homer Bush trying to do just that. Would be his first 3-hit game since his first game of the summer against Wareham. 1-2. And he looks at a slider away. Half of Chatham's infield was headed towards the dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at first. 2-1. YD leads Chatham.
I think the thing I've been most impressed by in this stretch for Homer is that he's limited the strikeouts. Had such an issue with Ks through his first 3 weeks or so, but has done a much better job putting the ball in play as of late.
2-2. Bush swings and foul, taps one into the glove of Rivera and strikes out. Alex McFarland strikes out the side. He has struck out his last 4 outs as he heads to the dugout. We will begin the 5th when we return. 1 walk, 1 left on. No runs come across. 2-1. YD leads Chatham.
Hey fans, Devonheim is the official website development company of the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. They designed and developed our website and help us with marketing to bring more fans to the games and more visitors to our website. Devonheim helps organizations generate more leads and maximize their marketing budget. Check out Devonheim.com to learn more and be sure to like Devonheim on Facebook. That's DEVADIGM.com. Devonheim.com.
We welcome you back to Red Wilson Field here in South Yarmouth, Massachusetts. Carlo Jimenez alongside Sam Lebowitz welcoming you into the 5th inning here between the YD Red Sox and the Chatham Anglers. 2-1, YD's lead over Chatham. Jared Lyons still out on the mound as he begins to face the beginning of the Chatham lineup. Guy Garibay, Jake DeLeo, Marcus Brown, the 1-2-3 hitters due up in the top of the 5th. Red Sox scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Chatham's lone run coming in the top of the 3rd. And in a back leg of a home and home, the YD Red Sox are looking for the sweep against a fellow Eastern Division rival. Shift is on for the lefty Garibay. Zack goes and plays in the hole. The third baseman in the gap in the right side of the infield, pretty much playing shallow right field. First pitch to the lefty. Fastball for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. And Schliger, the second baseman, playing straight up in his normal position. Caden Connor, the first baseman, down the line. 0-1 to the plate. Garibay swings, rolls one right into the shift. Lou ranges to his right, gets a bad hop, and it bounces over his head and into right field. Garibay picks up a base hit on a ball that popped up off the lip of the grass in between the outfield dirt and right field and went right over the head of Zack Lou. And for the third straight inning, Chatham has the leadoff hitter reach. Guy Garibay with his first hit. Here's Jake DeLeo.
There's really just nothing Zack Lou could do there, because that was about as violent a hop as you'll ever see on a baseball field. That ball hit the lip of the grass in shallow right and just popped straight up over Zack Lou's face.
In stands the ready DeLeo. Defense playing straight up against him. First pitch home. Slider catches the edge just on the outer part of the plate inside that left-handed batter's box white line. DeLeo, wearing the blue shoes to match the blue jersey, made a fantastic catch in the bottom of the first, a head-first dive in center field. 0-1. And he checks his swing at a slider. Did he go? Yes, says first base umpire Jeff Merzel. No balls and 2 strikes. Quickly to DeLeo. Jake was hit by a pitch in the third and hit one hard right at the second baseman Luke Schliger, who's making his first appearance at second for YD this summer. Garibay leads at first, 4 stolen bases for him. Arms dangled in between his gray pants. 0-2, no, time is called. Very late. As Lyons bounces off the front of the mound and climbs the hill again, working from the middle of the rubber. Flag blowing out to left on what is a gorgeous mid-July Saturday afternoon at Red Wilson Field. Thanks so much for joining us today. Runner at first, 0-2. Slider misses away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Garibay technically the tying run. DeLeo the go-ahead at the plate. Chatham has left 5 on the base paths through the first 4 innings. We're in the top of the 5th. Red Sox with a 2-1 lead over the Anglers. Lyons peeks over his left shoulder. The 1-2. Curveball. Tapped off the bottom of the bat. DeLeo with a big hack. Just gets a piece and stays alive. Bryce Collins has been warming up a lot in that pen, Sam. Do you think we see him soon?
Yes, but he hasn't really thrown with much intensity. He's pitching off the front of the mound, but not really pitching, just kind of throwing and having a catch with Nolan Shermer in the bullpen. Hasn't really thrown a full effort pitch yet.
Fake throw back to first. Back on his feet is Garibay.
Which could change if this inning starts to break down for Jared Lyons.
It hasn't been easy work for Lyons. Right into pitcher out of George Mason. Exhales. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Curveball gets DeLeo to fish. The Angler heads to the dugout on a strikeout. That's number 6 for Jared Lyons. And with 1 out and 1 on, here's Marcus Brown. Brown, a double off the fence in left center. Almost a Red Wilson special home run. Left-handed batter digs in, no shift. Defense plays straight up, looking for a double play ball. 2-1, YD leads, 1 out, 1 on, top 5. First pitch, curveball. Pins the outside part of the plate, no balls and 1 strike. Brown, before being suspended yesterday, had played in all 29 of Chatham's games. Literally an everyday guy. Throw to first, back on a head-first slide, and into the back of the bag is Garibay, not wearing any gloves. A lot of these Chatham guys refuse to wear gloves on the base paths. Guy Garibay 1 as he gets a coat of brown dirt atop that blue and gray Chatham uniform. Anglers trying to end a 3-game slide. 0-1. Curveball topped first base side and foul. Caden Connor with the glasses on tracks it down and underhand flips to his pitcher Lyons. No balls and 2 strikes to Marcus Brown out of Oklahoma State. Although you couldn't tell, there's no orange padding or shoes or gloves. A couple of guys will wear different things as nods to their schools. Tom Holliday has a strong connection with Oklahoma State. His son, Josh Holliday, is the head coach. I don't think the connection gets much stronger than that.
No, I don't think so either, Carlo. Red Sox had an Oklahoma State player this summer in Baden Root, who's here briefly, reliever.
0-2. Fastball misses away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The shift now activated with 2 strikes. Third baseman Zack is playing to the right of second, and second baseman Luke Schliger in the hole. Daring Brown to bunt. And if he did, though, and Hunter Haas had to come get it, Garibay could almost go to third. 1 out, 1 on, 2-1 YD. 1-2. Swinging a ground ball right side. This could be 2. Second baseman Schliger goes to the third baseman Lou. Had a tough time getting it out of his glove, and no turn from Zack Lou. Mark it 4-5 on the fielder's choice as Marcus Brown reaches, and there's 2 away. Don't see that often. Here's Rock Riggio.
It's the one thing that the shift sometimes complicates is those double play balls, but first chance for Luke Schliger to try to start or turn a double play, and I wouldn't say he passed flying colors. He was able to get the lead runner, but like you said, Carlo, it took some extra effort getting it out of the glove.
You wonder if maybe some of that pause is because is he going to Hunter Haas or is he going to Zack Lou? He has to think about that.
Maybe not sure who's going to be there covering the bag for him.
Lefty Rock Riggio swings at the first pitch, bounces it towards the Chatham dugout. It hits the fencing in front. No balls and 1 strike to him. YD 2. Chatham 1. 2 outs. Runner at first. A leadoff single from Guy Garibay. He goes down on the fielder's choice. Marcus Brown replaces him at first base. Brown with 6 stolen bases this summer. He has very good speed. Wears an oven mitt glove on that right arm, taking a large lead. Lions noticing. Throw back to first. Awfully close. Brown a head first dive into the bag, using that oven mitt glove to touch it. No balls and 1 strike. Still to Rock Riggio. Riggio singled in the third. Lions doesn't like the first sign from Gonzalez, agrees with the second. Here comes his throw to first. It gets away from Caden Connor and is into foul territory in right field. Marcus Brown is digging for third. He rounds second and is in there with a slide and no throw. So much room down the right field line here at Red Wilson. There's about 20 yards between the foul line and out of play where fans sit. And so when that ball gets away from Caden Connor, Schliger and Montgomery both trying a conversion. They have to move a long, long way to get to that baseball. The throwaway, really an E1, moves Brown from first to third. Riggio a chance to tie this game, but the tying run 90 feet away and 2 gone.
And Caden Connor didn't show a whole lot of urgency trying to get at that baseball down the right field line, and that's why Brown got the extra base.
0-1. Fastball misses away. Snap back throw to third. Lou doesn't apply the tag, and back on a head first slide is Marcus Brown. 1 ball, 1 strike to Riggio, who is wearing some Oklahoma colors. The orange cleats, mainly white, but an orange backing, an orange Nike logo. He stands with an open stance, left-handed batter, defense playing straight up for the most part. Second baseman Schliger is in the hole. 1-1. Slider misses low and in. 2 balls and a strike to the left-handed batter.
Riggio's been a bit of a thorn in the Red Sox side in games played here at YD. The last time these two teams squared off at Red Wilson Field, that was that 6-6 tie that the Red Sox had to tally a late run to ensure they didn't lose that game. Rock Riggio had 3 of his 8 RBIs on the season in that game.
He stands in, bat bounces off his left shoulder. 2-1 from Lions. Fastball misses low and away. 3 balls and a strike to Rock Riggio. And Jared Lyons has to decide whether he wants to pitch to the cleanup hitter or maybe wait for Cooper Ingle, who's on deck. Collins still not throwing in that pen. He was earlier. At third, leads Marcus Brown. 2 outs, 2-1 YD leads, top 5. Lyons digs in atop the rubber, pins the black glove on his left hip, exhales. With a curled mustache, comes set, closed off stance. 3-1. Swinging a ground ball right side, this could do it. On 2 hops, the second baseman Schliger, gloves, letters high, throws to first in time for the out. And once again, Jared Lyons escapes a threat from the Chatham Anglers. One hit, one left on, and no runs come across. Chatham has now left 6 on the base pass through 5 frames. We head to the bottom of the 5th, 2-1. YD leads Chatham. Fans, it's time for our 6th inning trivia contest brought to you by Coxswain Media and Pixie 103 Cape Cod's Rock. Today's trivia question, answer to go in. We're in the middle of the 5th. We'll do it in the 6th. A little early special, 6th inning trivia. You can go to answer our trivia question, ydredsox.com/trivia. Answer correctly, and you'll have a chance to win an official YD Red Sox game jersey signed by the 2022 YD Red Sox team. Today's question, how many former YD Red Sox players appeared in the major leagues in 2021? Don't forget to submit your answer, ydredsox.com/trivia. We welcome you to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Red Wilson Field, 2-1. The YD Red Sox lead the Chatham Anglers. Luke Schliger due up, 2-3-4 in the lineup to face the righty, Alex McFarland. First pitch home, Schliger swings and rolls one over the dugout of YD. Connor Markle on the backside tried to snag it with the bare hand, almost fell off the steps. No balls and 1 strike. Shadows starting to creep onto the infield, 0-1. Schliger takes a changeup away, 1 ball, 1 strike. The mound where McFarland stands is in the shadows. Luke Schliger in the shade, the batter. Here's the 1-1. Slider doesn't bend as it misses well away. 2 balls and a strike. At third base, Mitch Daly is in the shadows as the 2-1 popped up into center field. Center fielder DeLeo on the back pedal. He comes forward a couple steps and makes the catch. There's 1 away. Schliger down for the 2nd time today. He's 1 for 3 now. And up comes the switch hitter, Cole Carrig, with the bases empty and 1 out. 2-1, YD leads Chatham. Carrig has been swinging the bat well as of late. The only guy in the lineup with an average over 300. First pitch to the switch hitter from the left side. And he looks at a slider off the edge. 1 ball and no strikes. Singled back in the 1st against Cam Brown. This is his first time facing McFarland, who works through the entire lineup. 1-0. Carrig fouls one off down the left field line. Over towards the merchandise stand at Red Wilson Field. Bottom of the 5th, the YD Red Sox looking for their 4th straight win. 1-1 down the hill. Carrig swings and misses at a slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Chatham, meanwhile, is trying to win their first road game of the summer here on July 16th. Wind blowing out to left, the trees swaying slightly. Carrig looks at a 1-2, swings and lifts one into left center field. Coming in the center fielder DeLeo, and on the charge with the sunglasses on, makes a catch. Jake DeLeo's been active in center, and there's 2 away. Here's Brady Montgomery. I wonder, Sam, because the center fielder DeLeo has to play so far in, you think maybe a ball like that, where he's playing regular depth, gets down? Here's a switch-hitting lefty Montgomery, who takes the first pitch strike at the knees. On the outside edge, no balls and 1 strike. Brandon Montgomery didn't agree with that. A smile on his face as he looks at his bat. Open stance, 0-1. Swing and a miss. On a change, quickly no balls and 2 strikes. But does Red Wilson Field with the short fence almost play easier shallow because the center fielder doesn't have to play so deep?
That's what Homer Bush told us.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That does it. That's the 4th strikeout for Alex McFarland. He sets him down quickly in order. We head to the 6th. 2-1. YD leads Chatham. No summer in Whitey Red Sox Nation would be complete without our youth baseball clinics, where boys and girls ages 5 and up can learn the game of baseball and the importance of sportsmanship. Kids get to master the fundamentals of the game and sharpen their skills in a fun baseball clinic, taught by Coach Pickler and the future major leaguers on our roster. For more information, go to whiteyredsox.com/clinics. This year's youth baseball clinics are proudly sponsored by the Salty Dog Group of Keller Williams Realty, MP Sports Cards, and Giordino's Family Restaurant. Carlo Jimenez alongside Sam Lebowitz, our producer Zack Clapp, and a new arm on the mound. It's the righty Bryce Collins out of LSU, who takes the ball from Jared Lyons. Bryce, in 3 outings this summer, has a 4.9 ERA, struck out 7, crossed 3 2/3, and walked 6. But Sam, Bryce Collins had one of the more interesting turnarounds of the summer, more impressive by any Whitey Red Sox this summer.
Yeah, 2 outings ago against Wareham, that was in that 11-3 loss that the Red Sox had here. He faced 3 batters. He walked all 3, did not get an out in that outing. Came back 5 days later at Harwich on July 7th, struck out 6 of the 7 batters he faced, gave up just a walk. He was outstanding in that outing. Fastball, slow curveball combo. We'll see which Bryce Collins we get today.
Right into pitcher from the first base side. Kicks and deals, and the left-handed bat of Engel appraises a first pitch strike. On the curve, Engel, Grice, Hogan all due up. 5, 6, 7 in the Chatham lineup, down 2-1 to YD. Another curve on the L1, just misses below the knees. Check down to first. Third base umpire Ronaldo Cockrum says no. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. And what I remember from that outing is Collins threw 6 straight strikes to begin. 1-1 misses away on the fastball. 2 balls and a strike. And for a guy who couldn't even find the strike zone his last time here at Red Wilson, it was unreal. 2-1. Curveball hit foul, first base side.
It was an impressive turnaround, and he made a bid for an immaculate inning in that outing, in that first inning of that outing, because he came out throwing so many strikes. I think he only threw 11 pitches in that first inning, in which he struck out the side in order.
Base is empty, nobody out. 2-2 is a fastball smacked down the left field line over towards the fans on the berm. Flag is quiet and left. The Whitey Red Sox hold a 2-1 lead over the Chatham Anglers, looking to sweep a home and home. And the theme of having your next outing, your second relief appearance, go very well has been one consistent with this entire Whitey pitching staff. Here's a 2-2. Fastball hammered down the left field line, foul. One name that comes to mind, Zack Veen, in his first outing here at Red Wilson, struggled at times with command. And then last time out, Sam, he was terrific.
Veen has been pretty great in most of his outings so far this summer.
Shift is on. Infield swung to the right. 2-2. Fastball misses well away. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Cooper Engel, who was 0 for 2 today. Third baseman Zack is playing in shallow right field. You heard that right. Second baseman Schliger playing up the middle, gating Connor down the line. 3-2 home. Curveball misses up and away. Leadoff walk puts Cooper Ingle aboard. And for the fourth straight inning, Chatham has the leadoff runner reach. Here's Caden Grace, left-handed batter. Chatham team trying to end a 3-game losing streak. They have not lost 4 in a row this summer. Last time they did that was 2019. Fans packing the line down the right field line. It's a little cooler than usual here at Red Wilson, so the sun, a popular place to be as it sets down that third base line. First pitch home, lefty Grice takes a curveball for a strike. No balls and 1 strike, 2. Sox pulled up high for Caden Grice, who had a memorable performance last time Chatham visited Red Wilson Field. 5 innings of 2-hit baseball as a pitcher. 0-1, the two-way player looks at a curve away. 1 ball, 1 strike with nobody out. And Cooper Ingle at first. Ingle with 1 stolen base this summer. A guy who has learned to be a table setter here with this Chatham Anglers team. He is a designated hitter. Ingle is more out of necessity than anything else. Throw back to first. He's back on his feet with a orange sleeve on that right arm. A nod to Clemson. Ingle had an MRI come back after a game on May 10th, and doctors advised him not to throw until late July. 1-1. Curveball misses away. 2 balls and a strike with 2-1 YD leading. 2-1 YD leads with nobody out. He'd been moved to DH, and it had been tough for him. He said, when you have an 0 for 4 day struggling at the plate, you can dwell on that because that's the only performance you had, not being in the field. Here's 2-1. Grice checks his swing and watches a fastball ping the outside part of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Or you can forget about it. He says he uses a breathing technique to calm his adrenaline in the batter's box. And setting the table here for fellow Clemson teammate Caden Grice. He leads at first as the tying run. Go ahead at the plate, 2-1. YD leads Chatham. 2-2 from Collins. Fastball. Lifted foul down the left field line over towards the seats. Shift is on for Grice. This time it's Schliger, the second baseman, in the hole with his heels on the outfield grass, and Zack playing up the middle, the third baseman to the right of second. Hunter Haas remains in his land. That's everything left to second base here at Red Wilson Field. Red Sox protecting a 2-1 lead. Throw back to first. Back on his feet is Ingle. A lot of orange in this lineup, Sam. Back-to-back Oklahoma State, then back-to-back Clemson.
Not the orange that I'm.
Not the Syracuse orange.
Not the orange that I'm most familiar with or comfortable with, whatever you want to say.
Nobody out. Runner at first. 2-2. Curveball. Misses. Off the edge and a little high. That's the same pitch that was called ball 4 to Cooper Ingle. And now Caden Grice in a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Walked his last time up. The sun still keeping the outfield in the sun. 3-2. Swing and a miss on the curve. And striking out is Caden Grice. There's 1 away. That's the first strikeout for Bryce Collins.
Good job executing a 3-2 curveball there, making an adjustment, making sure that one was in the strike zone. Certainly would have been called strike 3 had it been taken. And a nice job with Grice probably hoping for, maybe expecting a 3-2 fastball to get him well out in front. Quite the disparity in velocity between the fastball and the curve.
Left-handed bat of Matt Hogan looks at a first pitch curveball for a strike. No balls and 1 strike, 2.
It is a slow curve. In Harwich in that last outing, he was being clocked in the low 70s, only topped out around 74. And the fastball between 89 and 92 miles an hour for Bryce Collins. So upwards of 20 miles an hour, the difference.
0-1, fastball hit sharply foul down the left field line. And the count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes with Engel at first. Hogan has flown out to center field twice. A white sleeve on that left arm. He restraps the black Under Armour batting gloves and digs back in. Kicks the bat with his right shoe. Runner at first, 1 away, 2-1. YD leads Chatham. Here in the top of the 6th. 0-2. Fastball popped up into right center field. Coming in the center fielder, Cole Carrick on the jog. Still coming forward. He makes the catch. And a triple crown of flyouts to center for Matt Hogan. Here's Mitch Daly. Another leadoff walk, Sam, and this Chatham team just continues to have the leadoff runner reach and then leave them aboard. This could be the 3rd straight inning where the leadoff batter reaches, 4th straight inning, excuse me, and then does not come around to score. Right in the bat of Daly looks on. Leading at first is Cooper Engel. Opening offering, Daly takes a curveball for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. And if you're Chatham and you're Tom Holliday, how do you try to address having the leadoff batter reach and then staying at first? Maybe the Chatham Anglers try some small ball. Carlin's 0-1. Curveball misses in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
We haven't seen anybody run. We haven't seen any hit and run attempts. The Anglers have only had missed a few balls by just a little bit. They've gotten some balls out in the air to center field. You talked about Matt Hogan's 3 flyouts, but he's not the only one who's gotten some balls out to straightaway center that just haven't really carried.
The 1-1. Collins deals another curve. Gonzalez blocks it in the dirt, rolls it up the 3rd base line. 2 balls and a strike.
At a certain point, you feel like maybe there is some bad luck in play with having so many base runners, especially leadoff base runners, and not really being able to push anything along. But you have to credit the Red Sox pitching staff as being able to prevent them from stringing hits together.
2-1. Fastball low. 3 balls and a strike. Flag drifts in left. Shadows engulf the infield. We'll see if Chatham tries to mix it up. Red Sox holding a 2-1 lead. They got their runs in the bottom of the 1st. 0 cents. Daly in the back of the batter's box. Left toe matched up with the right heel. 3-1. Runner goes. Fastball misses away. And that's ball 4. On to second goes Engel. Second walk of the inning for Bryce Collins. Puts the tying run at second. They go ahead at first. Here's Nelson Rivera. 9-hole hitter Rivera walked and scored in the 3rd. He is the only run of the game for the Chatham Anglers. Just 1 RBI for Rivera. That was on a solo home run he had back on July 7th against Brewster. In the month of July, he's played 3 times. Right-handed batter looks on. First pitch on. Curveball. Misses away. Long hold from Fernando Gonzalez. Unable to entice home plate umpire Joseph Caraco in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Everybody who has sunglasses has them on the infield, except Hunter Haas at short. They're atop his hat, but Lou and Caden Connor with their shades on. A good crowd on hand, murmuring about on the hill and left. A couple of rows of lawn chairs behind home. Engel the tying run at second. Daly at first, the go-ahead. 1-0. Curveball hits the strike zone at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-1. YD leads Chatham in the top of the 6th. 2 gone. Rivera just 3 for 15 in 14 games played. Played with the Florence Flamingos last summer. 1-1. Fastball misses away. Fernando Gonzalez fakes a throw onto third. Back on his feet is Mitch Daly. 2 balls and a strike. And action in that Red Sox bullpen.
Luke Jewett looks like he started to throw. Hasn't yet made it to the mound, but just playing catch right now.
Collins stares in. Right arm dangles by his side. The glove pinned against his left armpit. Comes set at the belt. Looks at second towards Engel. takes a double check, 2-1. Fastball. Paints the outside part of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a big opportunity here for Bryce Collins to get out of the top of the 6th with 2 outs. 2-1 YD leads. But Chatham with the tying run in scoring position, the go-ahead right behind him. Engel leads at second. Oven McGlove on that right arm. Took a leadoff walk in this inning. Collins with the glasses on. A 2-2. Curveball misses low. And a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Nelson Rivera. On deck, Guy Garibay singled back in the 5th.
And that one didn't miss by a lot, just below the knees. It could have been called as a strike had Joseph Caraco wanted to, but clearly he thought it was below the strike zone. Sets up a big action pitch here.
3-2 with 2 outs. Runners will have a head start. The pitch. Fastball. Misses just low, and the bases are loaded up for the Chatham Anglers. Now the tying run is 90 feet away. Go ahead is in scoring position. 3rd walk of the inning for Bryce Collins. And here's the leadoff hitter, a left-handed bat. It's Guy Garibay Jr. And now Jewett atop the mound starting to throw. And that YD bullpen. The Anglers so far today have left 6 on base. Bryce Collins will look to make it 3 more. He walked Engel, struck out Grice. Hogan flew out to center. Daly walked, then Rivera walked. A laborious top of the 6th. 2 outs on the board. First pitch to lefty. Fastball low. 1 ball and no strikes. Jared Lyons went the first 5, gave up just 3 hits and 1 run. Chatham is looking for their first road win of the summer. A big hit from Garibay could push them in the right direction. 1-0 is a hanging curve that misses up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. And Bryce Collins starting to look more like the pitcher we saw last time he was here at Red Wilson. Hunter Haas, the shortstop, to the right of second. Luke Schliger, the second baseman, with his heels in the outfield grass. Caden Connor playing up the first base side. Lou, 2 up. Curveball misses up and away. 3 balls and no strikes, and another ball ties this game. Will Collins walk a 4th of the inning and bring home a run for Chatham without a hit? Bases loaded, 2 outs. 2-1 YD leads. Collins, 3-0. Fastball down Broadway. 3 balls and a strike. And rounds of applause from the YD fans.
Sarcastic round of applause.
Trying to encourage the LSU right-handed pitcher wearing his blue Tiger cleats to get out of this top of the 6th with the lead. Here comes a 3-1. Another fastball. Catches on the outer edge. Garibay a step towards first. He thought that was ball 4. Instead of full count. Collins looks on. Tying run is at 3rd. It's Cooper Engel. Go ahead at 2nd. Mitch Daly. Rivera at 1st. Can Guy Garibay, the leadoff hitter, give Chatham the lead with a single towards the gap? At least tie this game. The tying run 90 feet away. Runners get a head start. 3-2. Swinging a looper into right center field. Towards the gap. It rolls all the way to the fence. 1 run scores. Following Engel is Daly. He rounds 3rd. Sliding home and scoring is Nelson Rivera. Bases clearing. 3 RBI double for Guy Garibay. And it is 4-2. 1 swing of the bat. And the Chatham Anglers are up on the YD Red Sox. He found a gap in right center. The throw in from Montgomery was offline. And Engel, Daly, and Rivera all score. Here's Jake DeLeo. The first hit of the inning.
You walked 3 and you fall behind the 4th. You can't expect to get out of this inning without any damage on the board. You work yourself into that much trouble, into that big of a hairy situation, something's going to happen.
First pitch to the righty DeLeo is tapped back to the screen. And the count, no balls and 1 strike.
And really, that's what you have to say, is that Bryce Collins did that to himself with 3 walks in 1 inning, falling behind 3-0 on Garibay, and fell into a pattern. That was the 3rd straight fastball, all on the outer edge to Garibay. He was hunting it on 3-2, and he hooked it towards the gap.
Collins looks at second, looks home, 0-1. Curveball. Misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike. So the Anglers now with a 4-2 lead on the 3 RBI double from Guy Garibay into the gap into right center on a full count pitch with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Rivera, the catcher, who had a head start from first, came all the way around and scored. Collins looks at second, looks home. 1-1 down the hill. Fastball slapped foul, first base side. On the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Similar to the last time these two teams faced off at Red Wilson, when Chatham and YD traded the lead 4 separate times. Red Sox jumped out 2-1. Chatham with 3 in the top of the 6th to make it 4-2. Restrapping his gloves and calling for time is Jake DeLeo. The right-handed batter digs back in with the white gloves, gripping his dark brown bat. Garibay at second. 1-2. Curveball high above the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And what has become a long inning here for Bryce Collins. This next pitch will be his 40th. Defense straight up. No shift on for the right-handed bat of DeLeo, who's 0 for 3, 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Collins sets. 2-2. Misses well inside. Curveball almost clips DeLeo. And another full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. You just can't locate that curveball right now, Sam.
He can. He's become a 1-pitch pitcher, really, with that fastball. Is the only pitch he can throw for strikes. You saw Garibay attacked it for that 3-run double.
3-2. Fastball popped up down the right field line and foul. Garibay at second. The bases were loaded. He smacked it a double into right center field and brought home 3 runs. With 1 swing of the bat, turned a 1-run lead for YD into a 2-run deficit. Here in the top of the 6th. Still 2 outs. Collins still searching for that final out. He's walked 3 in this inning. All 3 came around to score. 3-2. Fastball nubbed down the right field line over towards a group of fans in their lawn chairs. One hops right over them as they make attempts to snare it with the bare hands. Ranging at it. Flag blows gently out to left in what has become an inning to forget for the YD Red Sox and Bryce Collins. Pitch number 43 coming up. He's thrown 21 strikes and 21 balls.
All in 1 inning as well.
Leading at second is Garibay. 3-2. Curveball. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That does it. 1 hit. 3 runs come across. 1 left on. And Chatham takes a 4-2 lead. Bottom of the 6th coming your way here at Red Wilson Field. We welcome you back to Red Wilson Field. Bottom of the 6th inning coming your way. And for the Whitey Red Sox, for the first time today, trailing down 4-2 to the Chatham Anglers after a 3 RBI double from Guy Garibay. Whitey looking to respond, Sam. In an inning, they watched their pitcher, Bryce Collins, throw 43 pitches. How, if you're Whitey, do you find some momentum in the bottom of the 6th?
You just got to shake it off, I think. You've had base runners all day. McFarland's done a good job settling in, but you got to get more traffic aboard against him, make this a little bit harder for him, and find a way to get guys around. Listen, 2 runs was never going to be enough in this game because Chatham has been swinging the bats well all day. They've been getting guys aboard against both Jared Lyons and then in that inning, Bryce Collins, and they got the big hit they had been searching for. Now the Red Sox have to get a couple of their own.
Lefty Caden Connor looks in. First pitch from McFarland. Fastball misses away. 1 ball and no strikes. Connor, Haas, and Long do up 5-6-7 for the Whitey Red Sox. Caden Connor with a bloop double down the left field line his last time up. A guy searching for a hit. 1-0. Slider catches the outside part of the plate. Backdoor finds the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sun is behind the clouds at the moment. Setting today at around 8:15. It's only 7:10 local time. 1-1. Caden checks his swing on a curveball in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Defense playing straight up against him. McFarland has been fantastic on the mound. He's allowed just 1 walk in his 3 innings of work and has struck out 5. Working from the first base side of the rubber. Open stance. Glove against his uniform. 2-1. Fastball misses away. 3 balls and a strike. And one way, Sam, to get that momentum back. Caden Connor is able to reach. You bring the tying run to the plate in Hunter Haas.
Hunter's hit some balls hard the last couple of days. Has come up empty, but the ball to the wall yesterday in Chatham, a ball to the wall today.
3-1. Caden looks at ball 4. Fastball misses high. Caden Connor is aboard for the 2nd time today on a 3-1 walk. Here's Hunter Haas. Caden 1 stolen base this summer. Doesn't have world-class speed, but can run. And the newest Texas A&M Aggie, Hunter Haas, digs in. Right-handed batter, brushing away some dirt. Taps the plate twice, adjusts his helmet. Those all red Franklin gloves. Looks towards Alex McFarland. First pitch home. Haas swings, belts one into the gap, into left center field, racing over the left fielder Garibay, and he makes a head-high catch. Guy Garibay playing shallow again. This time it pays off as he gets to that hard hit ball from Hunter Haas. There's 1 away.
Nothing you can really do there if you're Hunter Haas. You hit the ball hard for the 2nd time today, and again, a nice play by a defender. Obviously, DeLeo's diving catch in the 1st inning. Better play there, but Guy Garibay, a nice job to be in the right spot at the right time on that liner towards left center field, cutting across for it.
Snap back throw to first. Back on a dive is Caden Connor, not wearing any gloves as his white uniform becomes brown. Yes, Sam, it's going to be hard for anybody to top Jake DeLeo's diving play in center, a head-first dive. First pitch to the ready, Johnny Long. He waves at a slider. No balls and 1 strike. Flag quiet in left. The trees standing tall all across the outfield. Fans still hanging around as we head towards 7:30 local time in South Yarmouth. Alex McFarland's 0-1 to the plate. Johnny looks at a slider away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
After his big day yesterday, McFarland's got to be a bit careful with Johnny Long because I'll tell you, if batting practice today was any indication, Johnny is locked in right now. The home run, the long double at Veterans Field yesterday, and he was hitting him out of sight in BP today here at Red Wilson.
1-1 to the Long Beach State player, and he swings and misses. Curveball gets him to fish. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And a heavy diet of breaking balls so far in this at-bat. That's 3 straight against Johnny. And if McFarland's going to go to the fastball with 2 strikes, he better be sure to put it in a place where Johnny Long can't punish him.
First baseman Caden Grice and everybody else is going to go talk to Alex McFarland. Tom Holliday comes out of the dugout, and so is the trainer for Chatham. So hopefully Alex McFarland is all right, but all of a sudden we're going to get a mound visit here between Holliday, the trainer. Rivera comes back. He says something to Tom Holliday. Tom Holliday says, "Are you sure?" Rivera explains. Tom Holliday gets the explanation he likes. And now home plate umpire Joseph Caraco is talking to Holliday just a couple feet up that first base line. No charge timeout to Tom Holliday. We're up in the booth. Can't hear exactly what was going on. Sam, any guesses?
Maybe he's feeling a little under the weather. I really couldn't be sure, frankly, Carlo.
Caden Connor leads at first. They throw to check on him. Caden says, "Thanks, guys," and dives back into the bag and accumulates some more dirt on the front of that white uniform. 1 out. Tying run at the plate. 4-2. Chatham leads YD. In the bottom of the 6th. Another throw to first. Another head first dive from Caden Connor, who reaches the right arm out onto the base. Chatham plating 3 runs in the top of the 6th on a 3-run RBI double from Guy Garibay. 1-2. Long swings and misses and strikes out. Chases a slider. That is the 6th strikeout for Alex McFarland. Here's Zach Liu, who was struck out in both of his at-bats today. 4-2, the Chatham lead over YD. Right-handed batter with his teammate at college and in high school at first. Open stance, throw back to first. Caden Connor, another head first slide. I must think he's running. That white uniform is now completely brown on the right side.
Caden's only got 1 stolen base this year. He's been caught once.
First pitch to the ready. Loose swings, skies one into left, shallow left field. Coming in, the left fielder Garibay on the sprint forward. He makes the catch, reaching out with the glove. That ends the bottom of the 6th. 4-2. Chatham leads YD. 1 walk, 1 left on. No runs come across. We head to the 7th. Sam Lebowitz will take you home on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network.
We're in the back third here at Red Wilson Field. The Anglers lead the Red Sox 4-2. As we enter the top of the 7th, Sam Lebowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez. The Red Sox dip a little deeper into their bullpen. The right-hander out of UC Riverside heading to Long Beach State. Zach Jacobs will take over for YD, the second-year returner for the Red Sox, pitching in his 3rd game. Last pitched against Bourne back on July the 13th, when an inning in 2/3, 4 of his 5 outs were on strikeouts. Did get touched up for a pair of runs, gave up a home run to Chris Burrito in that game. The Red Sox had a nice-sized lead, wound up winning at 6-2 behind him. He looked fine in that one, and he'll look to settle the Red Sox bullpen down a little bit. Bryce Collins came into the game in the top of the 6th with the Red Sox leading 2-1 in relief of Jared Lyons. Walked 3 and gave up a bases-clearing 2-out double to Guy Garibay to flip a Red Sox lead into a 2-run deficit. And that's where we stand in the top of the 7th. Marcus Brown will step into the batter's box and be the first one to face Zach Jacobs. Brown, the left-handed hitting shortstop out of Oklahoma State, doubled in his first time up today, 1 for 3. Infield shifts right against him on the pole side. First pitch, slider bends inside for ball 1. Lots of sliders for Zach Jacobs, a slow sweeping slider that he'll throw in tandem with his fastball. As is the case with many of these Red Sox relievers, lots of breaking balls. 1-0, another one. This one skips in the dirt And the count quickly 2-0 on Marcus Brown. And after Bryce Collins threw 43 pitches in a laborious top of the sixth, the last thing Jacobs wants to do is fall behind hitters. 2 balls, no strikes. Fastball fouled straight back. And the count 2-1. Jacobs only pitched twice this year for UC Riverside, an injury-plagued season. 2-1. Comes inside, might have clipped him, it did. Brown flings the bat towards his dugout and takes first base. It's the third hit by pitch for Red Sox pitching in this game. Jared Lyons had the first 2. And the leadoff man aboard for the Anglers, who look to extend their lead. The Anglers have a chance for an elusive first road win on the summer. They have not won in 15 road attempts. 5 ties in that span, but this might be the first real chance for them. First one to Rock Riggio is a fastball strike. Their last chance came in that game against the Bourne Braves 2 days ago, in which they went to the ninth leading 2-0. There was a controversial balk call. Braves tied it, loaded the bases. Mac Horvath hit a grand slam for a walk-off winner. 4-0-1, they check on Brown at first.
And they were close last time they were here, Sam.
They've blown a couple of ninth-inning leads. They've blown 10 total leads this season.
5 have ended up in losses, 5 have ended up in ties.
That game here, last time they played the Red Sox here, ended in a tie with the Red Sox tallying a ninth-inning run. 0-1. Off-speed pitch, the changeup drops in for a strike on the outside corner. That was on a throwing error by Caden Grice, who was pitching, who was working a 5th inning of relief work. Was excellent the first 4 and labored through that 9th inning, made a throwing error on a comebacker that allowed a run to score, but was able to get out of the jam without allowing the Red Sox to win the game. 0-2 to Riggio is lined sharply through the shift. A base hit into right center field. Brown turns and burns for third. Riggio puts on the stop sign after a wide turn around first. A single for Rock Riggio following the hit by pitch. And Chatham has runners on the corners with nobody out against Zack Jacobs.
Starting to unravel a little bit here for YD. It's early, but if you're the Red Sox, you need to keep this within an arm's reach. You'll give up 2, I'd imagine, and surrender the run to make it a 3-run game. We'll see Cooper Engel, one of the more peskier batters on Cape, as a designated hitter. He just seems to find a way on every time.
In the top 5 in on base percentage on the summer on Cape Cod. Today has reached once in his 3 trips. That was on a walk his last time through. He scored on the Guy Garibay double. They'll check on Riggio at first. Threat to run, he's got 5 steals. But it's been a little bit over a week since the last time he stole the base. He stole 2 against Brewster on July the 7th. He stands at first with Brown at third. Chatham leading by 2, 4-2 here in the 7th with nobody out. First one is a fastball in the outside corner. And what Jacobs can really use right now is a strikeout. He struck out 4 of the 9 hitters he faced in his last outing. That was against Bourne on the 13th of this month. Engel in the left-hand batter's box. Wiggles that bat in front of him. 0-1. Misses just low and in. Count even.
And YD's kind of lucky to only have 4 on the board right now, Sam. Chatham Anglers have had the leadoff runner reach in 6 of 7 innings today.
And Riggio's running. And let's see if they give him second base. Jacobs caught sleeping on the mound. Riggio broke. And they say that he had engaged the rubber, and it is a stolen base for Rock Riggio without a pitch thrown. Fernando Gonzalez is going to go out and chat with his righty. That erases the chance of a double play. Second and third, a 1-1 count to Cooper Ingle. Still nobody out.
Heads up play from Rock Riggio. Takes his 6th stolen base of the summer.
The infield comes in. Hunter Haas will play behind the runner in the shortstop position. Now he moves in front of him. Oh, 1-1. Comes inside, a fastball. Almost hit Ingle.
So a ground ball, Sam. Do you think the Red Sox looks like they're going to come home with the infield in?
If it's hit hard enough at someone, especially a corner guy, they might be able to look Brown back to third. You'd imagine with nobody out, he's not going to move on contact. Two and 1 count on Cooper Ingle. Infield in, no outs. 2-1. This is a little low and in again, and it's 3-1. Jacobs has not missed by a lot in this plate appearance, but he has fallen behind. It's 3-1.
This will be his 10th pitch of the at-bat.
Ingle drew his 22nd walk of the season in his last time up. He's driven in just 2 runs this season, but he gets on base a lot. 3 balls and a strike. Floats in a fastball for a strike over the outside corner. Count runs full on Cooper Ingle. Ingle's been a bit of a thorn in the Red Sox side so far this summer. He's drawn 3 walks, has had 4 hits against the Red Sox. The Clemson catcher turned DH faces a full count pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase a changeup. Big first out for Zack Jacobs. It pins Brown and Riggio still in scoring position with now 1 away. And Caden Grice, the hitter. Grice, a dangerous hitter, but one who will strike out if you can pitch smartly to him. He's got 2 Ks in his 3 trips to the plate today, has also drawn a walk. Guy who shattered the Clemson Tigers regular season strikeout record from the last 20 years. Infield stays in form. First pitch is put up in the air to center, hit fairly well, but it'll stay in the yard. Cole Carrick in front of the fence. He makes the catch. The throw will go to third, and in from third to score is Marcus Brown. A sacrifice fly for Caden Grice extends the Chatham lead. It's 5-2. And with Grice's power, Jacobs lucky that he didn't hit that ball a little bit better. Missed a 3-run home run by about 10 feet.
Yeah, it was close. Cole Carrick, though, had a little bit of time to load up, and a late 3 call out of the dugout to go to third, keep the runner at second.
Here's Matt Hogan. Another left-hand hitter. Riggio at second, 2 out. Slider drops in for strike 1. Started with a hit by pitch. That was to Marcus Brown. Rock Riggio followed with a sharp single that advanced Brown to third. Riggio still second. A strikeout, a sac fly. That's where we are. 0-1. Slider misses inside. Jacobs pitching in his 3rd outing of the summer. Has struggled a tad in all 3. From the first base side of the rubber, the 1-1. Riggio starts and stops, and it hits the knees for strike 2. His first outing, Jacobs retired just 1 of the 3 batters that he faced. Gave up a hit and a hit by pitch. That was against Chatham in that 6-6 game that the Red Sox came back late in. And gave up the 2 runs in an inning and 2/3 in his last outing to Bourne. Riggio getting a big lead. Jacobs looks him back. And a 1-2, but another check on him. This time, Jacobs off the mound to fake a throw. Infield, a slight shift to the right. Hunter Haas playing right behind the second base bag. Luke Schliger's heels are on the outfield grass. 1-2. Off the fist, back of second. Schliger going back, tracking it. Can't make the catch. It's over his head, off his glove. Runner heading home. Montgomery's throw up the line. Safely home is Rock Riggio. Extends the lead to 6-2. And it's going to be a base hit off of Schliger's glove in shallow right as he was backpedaling on it and couldn't corral it. Could have been the third out of the inning. Instead, it scores the second Chatham run of this seventh. Chatham has scored 5 unanswered since the start of the sixth. They lead 6-2. And Hogan's at first with 2 out. Here's Mitch Daly, a right-hand hitter. First pitch, runner goes. Pitch is low. Throw down by Gonzalez to the left of second, and the tag is laid. A stolen base for Matt Hogan and another runner in scoring position.
And all the momentum with the Anglers right now. They are stealing bases, coming home around bloop singles, really firing on all cylinders. An offense that's hitting just .214 in the month of July with 6 runs across the board against the best pitching staff on Cape.
1 ball, no strikes against Zach Jacobs. To Daly, fastball. This is high. Another hard-working inning. And the Red Sox have plenty of work to do on the offensive side, now trailing 4, but maybe the other enemy that they have to deal with is the sunlight. 21st pitch of the inning for Jacobs, on its way to Daly. Slider pings the outside corner, 2-1.
Yeah, you just think about the last inning in the 6th, 4 walks, a hit by pitch to begin this inning. You knew if you continue to allow the leadoff guy to reach, it's eventually going to come bite you.
2-1. Swing and a miss. Slider. We're after 7:30 here at Red Wilson Field. 7:32 thereabouts on your clock. Red Sox now trailing 4. Seen games called around 8 o'clock thereabout all summer. Still some visibility, but the sunlight is few and far between on the field. 2-2 to Daly, runner goes to third, and it's hit in the air to center. Cole Carrick right at him. He makes the catch, letter is high, and ends the inning. Chatham gets a 2 spot here in the 7th, extends their lead on Zach Jacobs. It's 6-2 Anglers leading the Red Sox. We're stretching here at Red Wilson Field. Fans, the Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star Game will be played on July 23rd at Spillane Field in Wareham. Tickets to see the top players in the league are only $5, and we have them for sale at Red Wilson Field. If you come attend a game in person, you can purchase All-Star Game tickets at the 50/50 Chev or the or the merchandise booth. Additionally, we're collecting donated tickets to send a group of veterans to the game, so please consider making a $5 donation as a small way of thanking them for their service. Hope you stretch. Bottom of the 7th. Red Sox have some work to do here at Red Wilson Field. They go to bat against Alex McFarland, who's still out there on the mound for Chatham. It's 6-2 Anglers, and Fernando Gonzalez starts things off against him. First pitch fastball misses away. 1 ball, no strike to Gonzalez. Homer Bush and Luke Schliger to follow here in the bottom of the 7th as the sun begins to set. 1-0. This is inside, and the count quickly 2-0 to Fernando, which has been the story for Gonzalez in this game. He has twice been up, and he has twice walked. 2-0. Again, missed inside a fastball. This one a little closer, and the count 3-0 on McFarland. And the Red Sox need base runners, and they need them quick. We probably have about a half hour more of this game before we have to call it due to darkness. The 3-0 is a strike. And here in the bottom of the 7th inning, instead of having 3 innings to work with, the Red Sox might have less than that. 3-1, chopped up the middle. Marcus Brown fields by the bag, and he throws out Gonzalez at first for the first out. Gonzalez can't find his way aboard after getting ahead 3-0. And here's Homer Bush. Looks like we have a new catcher in the game for Chatham. Jack Rubenstein, who caught all 9 yesterday. First one to Bush. Slider missed away. Cam Brown went the first 2 for Chatham, and been McFarland ever since. 1-0, late swing and a miss, a fastball. Homer's had a good day. Singled his first 2 trips up, struck out against McFarland his last time. Chokes up on the bat, and the 1-1 is fouled off right side. I'll have to battle out of a hole. McFarland has been excellent. Lots of strikeouts. 1-2, misses down. He's got 6 Ks, has not allowed a hit. Has walked just 1. And his last outing for the Anglers, 2-2. Fastball misses away. McFarland has impressed this summer in his now 5 outings. He is draft eligible. Might hear his name called this weekend. 3-2. Chopped back to the mound. McFarland fields it on one hop underhand flip to Caden Grice in time, 2 away.
The clowns here at Red Wilson really not helping the Whitey Red Sox. Very, very opaque clouds down the left field line, and we're going to get a pinch hitter here for Luke Schliger. Looks like this is one of the 2 new ads, Tyler DiMartino.
It will be Tyler DiMartino to hit for Luke Schliger. Maybe just get a different look in against DiMartino, or against McFarland rather.
Maybe.
First one to DiMartino, and he chops it slowly to short, comes up on a high hop and bounces right on by Marcus Brown. So the Red Sox will get a base runner here in the 7th with 2 out, as DiMartino, pinch hitting for the league's leader in on-base percentage, finds his way on base.
You think maybe that's a defensive substitution? But DiMartino, we haven't seen him play second base in a short time here. Or, Sam, the other thinking is maybe Scott Pickler thinks this is the last inning, and he's trying to get a new guy into the game, a new bat against Alex McFarland, who's no one has really had success against.
Give him a home book base hit. Stands at first. Here's Cole Carrick, squares to bunt and bunts through it. It was a tough hop by Marcus Brown, who was charging that ball all the way, and it just caromed up over his left shoulder. So Luke Schliger done. DiMartino at first. Luke will have to patiently wait to see if his name is called for the All-Star game tomorrow. 0-1. Rolled up the middle. Snagged by the pitcher off the shoot tops McFarland. He will flip underhand to Grice in time. Red Sox can't do anything with that odd 2-out pinch hit for DiMartino. The umpires are going to get together. It's the end of the 7th. Zach Jacobs heading back out to the mound. And we'll be right back here at Red Wilson Field. The Red Sox trailing 6-2 to the Anglers. Well, it looks like we're done here at Red Wilson Field. This game has been called due to darkness at 7:41 here in Yarmouth. It'll be a 6-2 loss for the Red Sox as the umpires came together after that half inning and told Scott Pickler it's done. The Chatham dugout erupted in cheers. They've just won their first road game of the season in their 16th try.
Well, Sam, if you want to catch the sunset, it's actually in 35 minutes. So you have plenty of time to go see. The sun is going to be up for so much longer.
We welcome you into the broadcast booth. Sun setting in about 35 minutes. It is a little bit dark here at the field as we've had some cloud cover all day, but the sun is still in the sky. It's just behind some clouds off the third base side, about that away if you're in the press box with us. For the Red Sox, they led this game after the first inning 2-0, but the bullpen really let the Red Sox down in this one.
Yeah, Bryce Collins, 3 walks, couldn't get that final out, couldn't locate the curveball today, and then Zack Jacobs, the other run. Really an odd one, and for me, Sam, I'm going to think back to the second inning where Whitey loaded him up with 1 out and didn't bring anybody across. You felt like you had an opportunity there to really jump on Chatham, right? You could take a 4-run, maybe a 5-run lead with a big hit. Instead, they leave everybody stranded. Chatham gets a run in the top of the third, the ensuing frame, and all of a sudden they feel like they're right back in this game. Momentum matters in baseball. We saw it here today. Chatham was stealing bases, running all over the place after that double by Guy Garibay that scored 3 runs, and momentum did not go Whitey's way.
No, it did not. And on a day where the Red Sox are probably saying goodbye to a pitcher who's been maybe their best in Jared Lyons with the MLB draft starting tomorrow, going to 3 days after that, it's another draft-eligible pitcher who really left his mark on Cape Cod in this game. Alex McFarland with 5 scoreless innings of relief for Chatham. He was outstanding.
Yeah, Alex McFarland looked unhittable here against YD. He got left 1 walk, and then the base hit that maybe could have been an error on a really tough play to Marcus Brown is short, but that's it. I mean, we're talking 1 walk and 1 base hit. It was impressive stuff from Alex McFarland. Once again, one of the better pitchers on Cape that we've seen, in a Chatham offense that had been struggling comes alive. I mean, you're talking about the best pitching staff numbers-wise versus the best offense numbers-wise, and Chatham put 6 runs on the board. We haven't seen many teams score 6 runs against this Whitey Red Sox pitching staff. Just one of those days. It's a long baseball season, so you have to forget and move on.
Well, the Red Sox, the good news is that they still lead first place in the Eastern Division by quite a long way. Even if Brewster picks up a win today, it's still a 6-point lead. Worst case scenario, still an 8-point lead for the Red Sox in the East. So you go home, get a good night's sleep with 30 minutes extra of rest for the Red Sox, despite the sun not yet being set, and come back out tomorrow against those Brewster Whitecaps, trying to extend your Eastern Division lead. The Red Sox at Stony Brook Field for the final time this summer. Tomorrow it's a 5 p.m. start. Carlo will have the mic for you in the first inning of that one. Then an off day for the Red Sox. Then the Red Sox return home to Red Wilson Field. We'll see you in Brewster tomorrow, a 5 o'clock start, as the Red Sox fall today to the Chatham Anglers. Road victors for the first time in 2022 are the Anglers, a 6-2 final here at Red Wilson Field.